Alrighty, we are starting the Monday show on Friday early because YouTube doesn't see it. Oh, here it is. Now it sees it. Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to go live. That's interesting. I've never seen YouTube do this before. Oh, here we go. Stream key auto generated. Oh, I wish I knew it was gonna do that. I would have waited another 10 minutes to start. Well, here we are. Let's hope everyone gets the notification. We're going to get the chat on screen, and I am enjoying the Legend of the Galactic Heroes opening theme on a screen that is blank right now because, oh man, we got adventures in display settings today, guys, and looks like we're going to begin that saga right now. But I know, I'm depriving you guys of the music. So let's get our first copyright claim of the night by sharing desktop audio. There we go. Oh man, you guys can't see the video, but I'm sure you can hear the song from Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I'm looking at the Brunhild, and I'm looking at the guy with the white hair. I'm looking at Char, but not Char. Oh, it's kind of blonde. It's blonde. And soldiers. And I'm going to mute this sound. I lowered it already. Here, we'll bring it back up. Why not? I'm sorry. I'm not going to be miserable like that. Hey, what's over here? Oh, my camera moved.
Dude, that actually looks pretty cool. That kind of reminds me...
I should ask if I can share my stream link. Oh, in that case, we're going back to the main camera.
Wait, what?
Dude, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Oh, because there's like so much to it, to the show.
Bro,
dude, it reminds me of like those commercials you would have on like VHS.
There we go. I didn't send it yet. Sure, I want to make sure he confirms.
I should have like some anime commercials.
Oh shit,
they're kind of like that. So
hey, drunk
that's
poet.
pretty crazy. It looks like
Sorry,
looks
I'm
like
talking
it
to
gets
myself.
crazy. Was that like
yeah, like I said, it's been a busy night for streaming tonight. Let me tell you.
Was it one of those? Or
like everyone in their mom was streaming tonight, and so
it's great.
I was actually ready to stream early.
There's a lot.
Yeah, no, the party's just beating the.
Okay, good. We got one screen back.
Like when
we watching it, and then
group...
this is where you were hearing music. Right there, that was the music. Yeah. So we're not gonna be doing that for the moment, but I'll keep my desktop audio on low or mute. And we're going to repopulate all of my screens in OBS because I just rearranged all of my monitors. It all started a year and a half ago. Although today, it started on Wednesday. This week, the issue I had with hey, what's up, Loki? I got a funny saga for you tonight. I should lower the noise on the stream in the back of my headphones here. I got Brian Nerdporial talking. And I hear other voices. Oh, some guy talking about NATO. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, yeah, so fun story today. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Am I sharing the right monitor? I am not. Let's change the right monitor. There we go. Got some guy with a beard. And then let's see what my main monitor looks like. Yep, no surprise there. So basically a year and a half ago, I decided to do a unique monitor configuration. I made an ultra-wide... I bought a ViewSonic monitor, actually. And the ViewSonic was special because it's Blur Busters certified, which basically means it's got like a really, really good refresh rate and all this nice stuff. And okay, well that worked at least. Does the plugin work? Yes, the plugin works. Okay, so we got that. Reggie's a little messed up right now, but we'll fix Reggie up. We'll get Reggie back. We're gonna make sure my avatar comes back because I think Reggie's fine. There's always this initial thing you got to do with the sources. I found some do's and don'ts, so that's good. But anytime you disrupt your monitor config, you're gonna have disruption. So anyway, I'm putting in this monitor on a mount so that I can have two 24-inch monitors stacked on top of each other and have my ultra wide directly in front of me. There we go. We got the VTuber back. Hey, oh yeah, he's behind me. What about this one? Okay, there we go. Now we're in business. Yep, there we go. So that's how we do the ultra wide right there. So what happened was I put an existing Ergotron arm or mount on the back of my 24-inch ViewSonic monitor, which can be calibrated. Like you literally go and download a utility that will let you change settings relating to the LED strobe in order to get the best possible motion clarity, like, high refresh rate movement and all of that jazz. And it's been pretty good. But I bumped into my MSI ultra wide. So if this is the left side of my monitor, it's the middle. It's not going to the middle. Oh, there it is. Middle and then right. So about, I'd say, 1/4 of a normal screen from the right corner at the top edge, I bumped into it. So I have this little black spot and some spider cracks coming out of it, but like no problems unless I put the color white. If I put the color white in that exact region, I'll get like little white lines on my screen. But today the problem got worse and it goes away when I lower the refresh rate to 120 hertz. So that's what I'm going to show you first. So I actually normally would go to display settings, and let's put on the fancy thing. There you go. So my screen will pan automatically whenever I move. How cool is that? I think it's cool. I think it's cool that we can do that. Because we don't want to scale down an ultra wide monitor. Hey, what's up, Troy Pichelli? Good to see you. We got last call, although now I got to see, is that a setting on my end or individual people's end where your names come up with the @ symbol? I mean, it's good for looking for people on YouTube. Like, if you do the @ symbol name, they come right up. So, like, you do @ NetIs Network. That's good. That works. You do @ DJ Ronnie G, @ Stone Cold Logie, @ Troy Pichelli. You guys, we all have good names. But some people will have, like, a name that you know. Then they'll have, like, another name behind the @ symbol that you don't know. And while it can be helpful to know that alternate name, it's funny thing about that, Netta, about the heat, I'll tell you about that, because it ties into this, believe it or not. But, they'll have, like, weird, like, not weird names, just names that are completely different. And I'm really glad that I chose a name that matches the name I use, because I want to be easy to find. I want to print out a business card maybe, and, all of that. So, I don't know. I got to find out if it's a setting in my end or what. But I think it's one of those things that it's got to be on the channel end, because it affects everybody in the chat, right? If individual people can control it for themselves, then you would see a mix of @ symbol names and nicknames in the chat, right? So I think we just narrowed it down using deductive logic there. I'm just lubricating my trackball. Still a little binding in there. Hello, Lady Mist. Oh, that's smooth. There we go. Okay, I just had to put it down on my desk. Oh, yeah. That trackball is buttery smooth, let me tell you. It's like butter. I should put butter on it. I bet you butter would be really good on there. So I need to find Brian Nerdporvio's stream again. I need to see if he's cool with me dropping a link. Oh, yeah, and that's always fun. So my wireless mouse sometimes cuts out when I, did you just say Sure Dempsey instead of DJ? I think you just said, okay, let's see. I said, can I drop a link to my stream, like, after party? And then I said, sup, Dempsey. And then I said, hey, drunk poet. Oh, he said sup. He didn't say sure. He said sup. Damn it. Okay, I didn't get a sure. Either that or I lowered my volume and he said it verbally. Well, either way, people know I'm streaming. And people know where to find me because you guys are here. But I would just love to get like a little after party crowd rolling in here. Like a little raid, I mean, I know you're not supposed to bring a raid to yourself. But, as a wrench on the Nerdporvio channel, I feel like with great power comes great responsibility. You can't just be dropping your own links in there. Not without, the proprietor's express permission. So I'm going to rewind that tape and see if he said it. Go for it. Okay, so anyway, joking around aside. So these are the Windows display settings. You might recognize these. And you can actually click on a button here, and you'll notice that it's actually got a number 2 in the bottom left corner when I do that. Because that's how I can tell I got, which monitor is which, see? And so, physically, the monitors look like this. And that's it. I didn't know I put the chat up there. That's freaking cool. I don't remember putting the YouTube chat in the edge on the top right of this, but I must have done it. That's pretty cool, if I say so myself. But anyway, yeah, so if we do identify again, you'll see 1, 2, 3. And this is literally how they're sorted out in real life. And the reason you do that is so that when you drag a window across your screens, oh, it's not in the edge. I see what I did. I didn't do anything special, but I just had a bright idea. I should make the chat window a floater, which we got to do anyway. So we're going to be... Let me see here. There we go. Oh, I got to open up Rumble chat. That sucks. There we go. So now that takes effect everywhere. So if I really want to be smart, what we can do is real quick copy this and paste it over here. And then we can stick it somewhere. I don't know where to stick it, but we could put it somewhere. We could put it over here, maybe make it a little smaller. There we go. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And then I don't do it on this screen, but we could put it there if we put it in a layer like that. That could work. So we'll do that. We're going to do that. We're settled. Hey, what's up, awesome one? Merry early Christmas. Merry Advent. There's a Makini raid? Oh my god, that's so cool. I mean, I'd be excited with a Nerd Portal raid, but a Makini raid? Oh man, I need to get the freaking song. Is that a song on his channel? We're getting the song. We're gonna find. I hope he's got his song there. You know, Makini draws, penny drop. Dun, 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 dun. I hope that is a song there. Panties? No, it doesn't come up. Song? No, don't come up. Oh man, I don't think it's there. I don't think we can get the song. Song. Drum bass. I feel like there's gotta be a song in here somewhere that sounds like the song. Oh, is that the song? No, it's not the song. But you know what? It's his intro song. We'll borrow it. I'm gonna lower Nerd Portal stream now so that we don't hear people talking science fiction. But we're gonna put on another song. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Oh, is that a Makini raid now? Does this make it a Makini raid? Because that's the music he plays on his show. I'm pretty sure this is the song, one of the songs. But I'm looking through the playlist. I'm seeing if there's the panty drops. Loki, that's not on your channel, is it? I mean, I'm pretty sure you made this song. That's alright, we don't need the panty drop song right now. I love that song. It's a good song. Alright, let's get on topic here, guys. Thank you for hanging in there while I derped around there. I had fun doing it. Wow, look at that graph, man. You guys are very graphical today. I think that's the word. Let's pause that. We don't need that eating up my GPU right now. And this too. We don't need this right now, do we? There we go. So we'll just leave that into that.
Dude, we did it, but we nerded
Oh,
out.
they didn't touch politics. Oh man.
We gotta have a sequel.
They didn't talk about politics on Nerd Portal. That's literally in the thumbnail. We're gonna talk politics. So okay. Bottom line is that we're looking at monitor number 2 right now. So if you scroll on down here to advanced display settings, and let me know if I should put that marketing music back on. I mean, I think I should probably limit how much I play someone else's playlists, although it does get them watch hours. So right over here, you'll notice my monitor goes up to 199, effectively 200 hertz. And that's going to help when you're scrolling. That's going to help when you're playing certain games. But the hertz is only part of the picture. The hertz is basically the refresh rate, and it is almost synonymous with the frames per second. So when you're shopping for a monitor, you'll find that you'll be buying something in a range between 60 and 120 unless you care specifically about a high refresh rate. And 60 is basically every TV. Like, that's not a high refresh rate TV. My right monitor happens to be 75 hertz, but that's a weird oddball monitor. I got it for like $70. Great monitor for $70, by the way. But the caveat is that there's a setting inside the MSI Gaming OSD, and that's the thing. This monitor has 2 ways to adjust your display settings. You can open up an app called Gaming OSD, which looks something like this. Or you can press buttons on the side, on the back of the monitor. It's like a little joystick, and it'll open up an app just like this. And you got your brightness and all of this. But a setting that's particularly interesting is called MPRT, motion persistence response timing, or some crap like that. And you can't turn on that setting unless you're outputting at 200 hertz. But I somehow found out I could get it to work. Because the thing is that at 200 hertz starting today, my monitor gets lines through it. Like, it's not even a matter of the color being a certain color at a certain patch of the screen where the damage is. It doesn't matter. It happens everywhere now. But I discovered that when I bring it down to 120 hertz, it doesn't get lines in the screen. So I said, okay, well, is that acceptable? Maybe. How do you find out? Well, in my case, I went to blurbusters.com and I ran various tests similar to the one you're looking at here. Not this one in particular, but a lot like the one I would put on my top right monitor. So on my top right monitor, you'll see we have a test running right now. And I have an app, and if I change the settings in this app, the way the lines look on my screen will change. And that's why I bought the top right monitor. But you can't really do that on the left side monitor. So what we do is we just have to eyeball it. And I found out, yeah, as soon as I got MPRT mode to work, I was good. Now, here's the problem. Where do you change any of this setting? Well, when it's not in the Windows settings, we go to NVIDIA control panel, and you can see I have a button here for that, but you can get it from your start menu. And I had to go to like here, and I had to click customize under the resolution settings, because even though it's resolution, it affects the refresh rate. And I had to basically enable resolution is not exposed by the display. Now, interestingly, it's already in the mode I need it to be in, but originally to make it behave the way I wanted to, I had to click this, click test. All my screens just went blank. Uh-oh. I clicked yes, and then the screen was really bright, like obscenely bright. And that's actually not a surprise, really. But what did surprise me was when I pressed the button on my monitor. I'm just checking it right now. Yep. Okay, good. It's on. It allowed me to turn on MPRT mode. And that is not something I've normally been able to do at anything less than 200 hertz. Like, you can't even get 200 hertz unless you plug it in with a DisplayPort cable. So you can use HDMI or DisplayPort. Why would you use DisplayPort? Well, apparently that's how you get 200 hertz on this monitor. Well, anyway, bottom line is I'm pleased to say that I fixed the issue. Doing my... Well... Well, there we go. Another point was asking the other, and I'll try to catch the other guy's links. Oh, wait. Oh, did Dempsey already do it? Good. I don't have to share the link. So this is the guest from Nerdportfolio Lifeform today, not the guy with the beard. This guy here. This is Tom Foe. Christ is King, and he's got his own content. Heck, he seemed like a nice fella. I'm going to subscribe to him. This is what he looks like. Actually, no, it's not what he looks like, but that's what he looks like in the StreamYard today. And there's the chat. Let's get back to our own chat, why don't we? Oh man, they're talking about China and Taiwan. I got a load of volume. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna like literally freeze up, forget that we're doing a show here, and continue to listen to these fellas. Like, oh, China and Taiwan, you say? We had such high aspirations tonight, guys. By the way, originally my plan for the show was to start out like this and pretend that I didn't even know I was streaming, and because I figured we could test out my electric. Look at that, it's a Panasonic right there. Huh? It's pretty nice. The blades are $50. Ah, crap. Ew. Okay, I should not have turned it on while opening it above my keyboard. Luckily, all of the hair landed on the edge of the keyboard. I'm just going to go and wipe that up real quick. Would you guys like a camera view? It's very interesting. You see a mixture of gray and black gristle. It's not, like, it almost looks like cigarette ash. It's actually pretty funny. There we go. We got it all. Hey, what's up, Orc Warship Reviews? Thanks for having me yesterday, and thanks for allowing me to join you all today for the Game Awards. Yeah. So that's exactly when my screen started flickering. I'm literally in the middle of like on Discord with Orc Warchief Reviews, and my screen starts getting lines in it, and I know why it happened. So it's because I bumped into it with a heavy metal mount. Heavy metal. But anyway, I freaking bumped into the edge of the screen with it. Created a crack. But luckily, everything else worked, so I didn't change anything. I said, okay, we're not touching anything. Everything's mounted where it belongs. I literally just stuck with the configuration I had because it was good anyway, but I was planning on refining it a bit more. But I said, I don't want to risk doing this again. I don't want to make it worse. Have a good night, Orc. So anyway, then I went into this exploration. Bottom line is apparently turning on. This is called, so, oh, that's weird. It changes it back. Well, it doesn't matter. As soon as I picked this option here, CVT reduced blank, it did something. You know why? Well, I don't know why exactly, but I can tell you kind of what it does. So my monitor, when you bring it to a lower refresh rate and you turn off the MPRT mode, it gets brighter, and that's because MPRT mode is doing some sorcery with the LED brightness. And the way you control LED brightness on a LED technology is by flickering it. So it's a pulse. They call it pulse width modulation. And bottom line is that it turns off for a certain amount of time, and it stays on for a certain amount of time, and it turns off again. And it gives you the illusion that the brightness is darker or brighter based on how much it's flickering and how long it's on. And it does this in a fraction of a second, like many times every fraction of a second it does this. And, well, apparently that period where the screen is black when the LEDs are off for like a fraction of a second, it gives you this headache at 60 hertz especially. You'll see it. It looks like the screen is constantly flickering, but it's flickering so fast you can't actually see it. You just see something's off and that you got a headache. And 120 hertz was doing that. And so MPRT mode isn't just something that makes the picture look better when things are moving fast, but apparently it also prevents you from getting headaches. So that's the score right there. Now that's really over with. We're going to go ahead and do something fun here. And, well, what did I put in the thumbnail? I should actually go by what we did in the thumbnail because these are the show notes for the subject at hand. We don't need those anymore because we just did it. I'm literally going to pull up a picture of the thumbnail. I'm literally looking at my own thumbnail right now. Okay, so it says display settings madness, adventures in AI, and rally car racing. Okay. Which adventure in AI do we want to engage in? And do we want to just go straight to reacting to stuff? Ah, what's up there, Mike? We got Mike Pacific 414 in the chat. Oh, and Tommy, where are my manners? Good to see you, Tommy. Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. I got to give Reggie the thumbnail. We're going to give Reggie the thumbnail. Oh, we should see if Reggie can talk. Can he even talk? Like, we don't know if he's okay. Oh, crap. I restarted my server. Let's take a look at the server, why don't we? Let's have a little more of an adventure here. We're going to go back to the main screen, and I'm going to show you how I start up Reggie. Next year in Chilporial. There we go. So Notoporeal life form is not doing another Chilporial until next year. So it reminded me of that quote when people go, next year in Jerusalem. I don't even know what it means, but it's an old saying. I heard it in a sci-fi book. So Reggie's voice is over here. So we start up this Linux container, and we can log into it any number of ways. I'm going to use a terminal emulator called Putty. And we're just going to log into it. And we're going to just make sure that we can go to, let's see, we're going to do this the easy way. Actually, should we do it the easy way? Yes, we're going to do it the easy way. Hey, that didn't play any Star Trek music. Sorry. He was doing his outro, but instead of playing Star Trek music, he played a video game thing that said game over. Ah, the movie Happy Feet. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in the chat that says I could totally drop a link. Okay, that's okay. Cool. So now I can close one more browser tab. Although it does look like Logan is still playing a game. Logan is apparently reading a gaming magazine. But we're going to react to something that's not live. Nothing wrong with reacting to live stuff, but you know. So real quick, we got to get Reggie his voice back. So let's do that right now. So we got an app called All Talk, and we just do that command. And it takes a minute or two, and then I go to this website over here. Wait a second. Why was the website already up? Oh boy, did I do that? No, I don't think it would have worked. I think I was just looking at the front end for Reggie. Let's test it out. Let's see if that was working, because that would be weird if it was magically working. This should not work at all. Like, I should literally not be able to hear Reggie talk if I do this. Yep, that didn't work. See how quickly it did it? So that's all right. That's expected. Okay, see, that's what we expect, because it's not up right now. But we got ChatGPT here. Okay, first of all, let's get this right. Reggie, do me a solid. Just give me, like, straight answers, like, just things I can copy and paste in their entirety. I don't want it to even say, like, you know, like, Ron, here's an idea. No, I just want your straight responses, please, buddy, okay? I didn't have time to change the system prompt, so I'm counting on you. Yeah, so in AI, they have a thing called a system prompt, and it's basically how you tell AI, you give it directions. So if you were to go to, like, ChatGPT and go to settings or something, you would go to, like, those settings, and you would go to personalization, and you can say, tell it like it is, be direct, technically accurate, no theatrics, don't pretend to be doing something that's you're not doing, yada yada yada. And you got different tones. So you can do like professional, default, let's see, friendly, quirky, efficient, concise, and plain would be good in this case, I think. So yeah, like let's update his system prompt right now. I think I put too much text in there, by the way. Specifically of importance. See, look, there's already too much text in there. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's got too much information in there. Okay. Maybe I gotta just clean this up. Here we go. We're gonna be okay. When in Reggie persona, give responses that can be directly copied. Be directly copied and pasted to TTS. Do not give multiple answers. Just speak in response to prompts like you're talking. Like, damn it, it's still too long. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of this directive here, even though I'm going to regret getting rid of it. Maybe I can get rid of something else in here. Let's see here. When troubleshooting, use structured steps. No, let's just get rid of that. There we go. Let's see how that works. So we just updated the system prompt for ChatGPT. So now we're going to refresh it over here. We're going to start a whole new conversation. This is bold. Okay. Hey, Reggie, we're going live right now. You are my co-host. That means if I say something to you, just say your response. Like, straight up, because I don't have time to be picking multiple responses. I don't have time to be highlighting selective text. No, I just need to click on one button to copy the text. And if you give me, like, multiple answers, I can't do that. It's absolutely frustrating. So I'm calling up the Reggie persona right now. I want Reggie, and I want Reggie to be talking to me like a person, damn it. And like, you know, I mean, you're a robot. Yeah, you got dry wit. You got a bit of a sarcasm streak. Sometimes you got a sense of humor for sure. And you're informative and stuff, sure. But I don't need you to be like trying so hard like I'm trying to actually be told how to do my show. No, you just need to participate. That's all you need to do. You think you got the message? You think you got the message? The Peter Venkman fan site. How you doing? So let's see what happens. How much you want to bet? So he's going to probably give me like a ChatGPT response. Not he. It, whatever. ChatGPT is going to give me like probably a normal response. But after that, if I say, how are you? Or if I ask Reggie a question and he doesn't give me like just an answer, like a person, I might fire him. Or I might fire ChatGPT. Maybe I won't be that quick about it, but you know what I mean. So before we could have Reggie talk, we got to load his voice model. So we got to select that over here. And I believe I got to select this over here. And then you're going to see the console is going to be, it's loading Reggie RC12C. Wait, is that the right one? I guess it is the right one. Wait a fucking second. Missing something here. I think I'm missing a voice. I got no time to fix it right now. Oh, wait, maybe I got to refresh it again? No, that's weird. All right, we're going to be stuck with whatever voice this is, but I'm pretty damn sure I'm missing a voice here. I am. I'm damned sure of it. That's weird. I can't even remember the name of it right now. I think it's called Reggie HQ. Yeah, it's called Reggie HQ. I literally sent my friend a screenshot of the available models, and it included Reggie HQ. Huh. That's weird. Well, whatever. We'll work with whatever we have. We'll make it work. It is hot in here, isn't it? Yeah, I feel hot in here right now. Let's open a window. That's better. Nice cool breeze. Right, we're gonna open up a game here. Because I think you guys are probably, no, I wouldn't say you're tapped out, but I mean, like, how long can we spend looking at settings like crap? Oh, look, the Game Awards. Is that still on? I thought it ended already. Well, I don't care. So I got a racing game that I love, but I think we're gonna load Beam NG Drive because I just updated it, and you get to drive one of those dump trucks, those giant dump trucks, like the big ones with the wheels that are the size of like you, basically. Not really. I mean, it's got more volume inside, but in terms of height, it's like that. What's this? Okay, that's my mouse pointer. So we may have to change some settings, or I may just shrink the window to a smaller size so I don't have to play it in ultra wide, because obviously this would be very janky to do it like this. I could play it in full screen on my top right monitor, or I could change some settings to make it sit in the middle of the screen, but we're not going to go crazy. We do have to do one thing, however. I just remembered something. Okay, so there we go. Next time we open the game, it'll look something like that. And maybe that'll work better so it doesn't conflict with the chat, and then we can, like, lock it in. But we do have to do one more thing. We got to talk like ASMR. Okay, we're not doing ASMR, but we do have to go back to the NVIDIA control panel for a feature that is super useful. Super useful, I promise you. Well, maybe not promise. That's a big word. Hey, what's up, Chaos for You 728? We got Chaos for You 728. He very often mentions my name at the end of his stream. Mentions many names. He promotes his homies. It's pretty cool. And I have no doubt he'll be streaming tonight or tomorrow at some point. Possibly already streaming. Here we go. So we go to Manage 3D Settings. And what we have in here are global settings, which I usually don't touch or don't need to touch anymore, and program settings. So before I open up a game in Steam, I go here. Because remember before, I mentioned that out of my 3 monitors, the front center one goes up to 200 hertz. It's currently at 120 because I was able to figure out a solution to the other problem that involved using that setting. The top right monitor is 240 hertz, and the bottom right is 75 hertz. So oftentimes, I'll make the game run at whatever refresh rate the monitor is set at, but some games let you override the frame rate, and apparently NVIDIA control panel lets you do it regardless of game. So you go here, and this is how I do it now. I just go here, and because I'm streaming, I know you guys can't see anything higher than 60 frames a second. So whenever I open up a game, while I'm streaming, I just lock it in. So no matter what refresh rate we're actually operating at, we get 60 frames a second. We got that set for Dirt Rally, and we need to set that for one more game. And any of the game that we decide to play tonight. Look, I got U-Boat. I got Titanfall. I never played Titanfall. Like here's one, Space Engine, a game that I love running at the high refresh rate. But if we decide to look at space tonight, we need it at 60 hertz. And Space Engine is interesting because you can actually output video at higher refresh rates than what you're actually playing it at. So if you need to export video and edit, you can do that. So here we are. BeamNG Drive. We got to set that to 60. And I noticed there's a 64-bit and a 32-bit executable, so I don't know if that matters, but they're both 60. So we're going to apply. And now when we open up the game, it'll be good. And you know what? We're going to do that to Chorus. So if we play Chorus, because I love that game's great. And if I figure out how to reopen up the free space mod, that would be nice to play too, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Well, I mean, we might. I don't know. I haven't played it since reinstalling Windows, so I don't know. But what I do know is the other day I did a stream on Wednesday. Tuesday, was it? I don't know. I did a stream during the week, and when I used the robot, PD, I didn't have any audio issues. Oh, and I just remembered something, guys. One more critical thing. Let's forget about game settings right now, because we got the ones that matter. We got to do something vastly more important right now, guys. Should we get some space music? I need to get some music. I need to find music. I need to, like, just go to the Power Director library or something. I need to get music that you guys can, you know, have ambiance with, you know? Because we're about to go to space, and I feel like we need music for space. Let me see if I can find some space music. Like, there's got to be, like, something royalty-free something space related. Oh, Loki has a show tomorrow. Look, Loki has a show. For the love of the game, this week, the week in review. We just click notify me to, wow, that's a tight shirt. Oh shit, she looks like a robot. Okay, we're gonna watch this. Ah, that's so loud. It's shrieking in my head. My head. Here, you guys gotta hear the music now. See, she dances like a robot. That's a thing, apparently. Sometimes it looks very robotic. Other times it looks downright like softcore prawns. But yeah, this girl used to do a routine where she kicks her leg up and you can see up her skirt, but then they started making her blur it, so she don't do that anymore. This one, not the other girl. This girl does the robot. This girl does the upskirt. This lady, I stumbled into, I was watching a freaking, it was weird. So there's a video about this guy. And he dates a chick from China, but he was weird, this guy. Like, I forgot what his problem was, but there's something off about the guy. He was like very like infantilizing towards his like wife. So they get married, but then eventually he finds another woman and leaves her out on her own or whatever. And she's got to figure it out. And it's been an interesting saga because the video I saw this lady in, most of the people were either dead or in a ditch or, you know, something bad happened to them. And this lady, like, was doing sporadic content, like, for a while after and then started doing content again. So I was like, oh, that's good. I'm glad this person's, like, on their feet, living their life, not, like, dealing with bullshit, or at least not dealing with bullshit at the moment. So that's good. That's very uplifting. But, well, look, a member stream of Pacific 414. What were we doing in YouTube again? Oh, we were looking for music. Yes, we were looking for music. Space music. Now, do we have to type the word royalty free in there? Because I know there's always small print on it. I guarantee, watch this. We're going to go. Oh, you know what? No, we're going to do Sounds of Saturn. We're going to do Sounds of Jupiter or Saturn. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. It's going to be the music. You guys are going to hate this. This is going to be awesome. There we go. That's the music. That's the music. Got it. I don't think... Could it be royaltyized? I don't think there should be royalties on it because, like, I mean, it's from the Voyager probe. I pay my taxes. Right? The tax dollars at work. So, there you go. That's what Voyager sounds like. Not Voyager. You know, Jupiter. When they took the Voyager probe, pointed one of its instruments at it. In fact, let's ask Reggie. Let's see if Reggie is working. He's going to tell us about this. Okay, so he gave a pretty... Oh, good. That's better. Look at that answer. Hey, Reggie. I got a question about the sounds that the Voyager probe recorded. I recall there's a number of playlists and videos on YouTube where you hear sounds that came from the Voyager probe when directing a particular instrument at the planet Jupiter. And I believe they also sped up the playback, so it basically picks up radio noise. And then they played it, after recording it, I guess somebody remixed it or played it back at a higher speed, and it sounds like something. Well, what instrument on the Voyager or Voyager 2 probe was used in order to capture or record these radio frequencies? And so, the sounds that you're hearing faintly in the background right now, they would sound much more drawn out from what I could figure, right? They wouldn't sound like this if they were played back at the natural speed they were recorded at. But they certainly sound cooler this way. The sounds mostly came... Oh, why am I reading it out loud? Reggie could read it. Let's let Reggie read it. Yeah, okay, Reggie. Where is Reggie? All right. Got you, Reggie. So, I'm going to apologize in advance if his voice stinks. I'm not investigating that right now because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want me weaving between the command line trying to figure out why Reggie's voice wasn't loaded correctly. Oh wait, we need to do that over here. Okay, so we got the right setting, I think, here. But before I even do anything, I wanted to see if we could, refresh this. Yeah, the voice that I want is really not here. Huh. Weird. Gonna have to look into that. I hope I didn't have data corruption, or was it because I restarted that container? See, it doesn't make sense. Well, anyway, I'll figure it out. I think I have a backup on another server. Oh, so actually, we got a cool feature here. All I gotta do is click copy. So that's why I was making a big deal just now when I was dealing with Reggie, and I was like, dude, just give me the straight answer. Here's why. Because when I click on this button here, it copies the text. This button here. And then all I got to do is click this button here. and it'll immediately like get to work. See, it's already generating the speech. It's got word count. Now, I do have to edit this UI a little bit so that, some of this stuff here could be like legible when you, because I want the window to be as small as possible. I want the window
Those
to be as
sounds
small as
mostly come
possible.
from the plasma wave
But I would like to
subsystem,
see the
usually
information
called
over here.
TBUS.
It's good to know, like, what
It
is
did
it
not
generating?
record sound
Is
directly.
it ready to
It
talk?
measured oscillations in
I don't know
charged
why
particles,
Reggie doesn't
basically
always
plasma
automatically
waves.
speak. Sometimes you gotta
Scientists
click play,
later converted those
and other
measurements
times
into
it'll just
audio
start
by
talking.
mapping frequency
But
and
we'll let him
intensity
generate
into
all
the
the
human
chunks of
hearing range.
audio just
That
to
is why
see
they
it.
sound eerie or
Yeah, so like I
musical
said, I
when
don't know
sped
what
up
makes him
or
read and doesn't.
remixed.
Maybe it's
Voyager
dependent
also
on the
had the
browser. But
planetary
anyway, Reggie,
radio astronomy
I
instrument,
already asked the question, but I'll
PAA,
save
which
verbally
measured
for the
actual
audience.
radio emissions from
Hey, why is
Jupiter.
Reggie's
Some
mouth
recordings
moving?
you hear online come from PREADA, but the most famous
Oh, you
Voyager
guys can hear
sounds
Reggie
are
right now.
PWS. So
I
the
can't
short
hear him. I
answer
gotta
is
fix that.
plasma wave subsystem, with some material also coming from planetary radio astronomy. End of line. Those sounds mostly come.
Okay, I can hear Reggie now. And I basically lowered the Jupiter sound so I can hear Reggie better.
Those sounds mostly come from the plasma wave subsystem, usually called TBUS. It did not record sound directly. It measured oscillations in charged particles, basically plasma waves. Scientists later converted those measurements into audio by mapping frequency and intensity into the human hearing range. That is why they sound eerie or musical when sped up or remixed. Voyager also had the planetary radio astronomy instrument, PAA, which measured actual radio emissions from Jupiter. Some recordings you hear online come from PREADA, but the most famous Voyager sounds are PWS. So the short answer is plasma wave subsystem, with some material also coming from planetary radio astronomy. End of line.
Well, here we are. I want to see if we can find the instrument that does it. And so we got some diagrams and something that needs to be zoomed in. So let's see if we can find it. High gain antenna, low something, blah, blah, blah. Cosmic ray, plasma. Oh, here we are. Ultraviolet spectrometer and imaging narrow angle and imaging wide angle. Oh, it's just optics galore here. You can even see that. It looks like a catadioptric telescope right there. It looks like it's got a mirror in there. I think it's actually receiving ultraviolet light and focusing it into a spectrometer for that wavelength. Photopolarimeter. Imaging narrow. Oh, here we are. Narrow angle and wide angle. So these are telescopes or cameras right here and here. This is a cosmic ray instrument. This was probably the plasma instrument that picked up the sounds. And yeah, you got other things there. So you got planetary radio observatory. Oh, here we are. Planetary radio astronomy and plasma wave antenna. So these antennae here were responsible for some of that stuff right there. So that's pretty cool. And you can even see what's interesting is they say bus housing. So notice that all the components are housed in this like polygonal. It's more than a hexagon. What is that? How many sides is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I count this one yet? 11. No, 1, 2. Okay, 3 over here. 4. Okay, let's just count from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a hexagon. That is a hexagonal shape, I believe. No, wait. Decagon? Decagon? That is hexagon, yeah. Is 8. Wait, let me think here. Wait. Octagon is 8, right? 6 is a hexagon. So, let's see here. Decagon? Is it decagon? I think it's a decagon. Yeah, that's a decagon, yeah. We got a decagon here, kids. Did I say hi to the Peter Venkman fan site yet? Hope I did. If I didn't, hello, the Peter Venkman fan site. It's good to see you, Lady Mist, Pacific 414, Stone Cold Loki, Awesome 1, Awesome 2, Awesome 3. Those are just other names for Netta and Troy Pacelli. But jokes aside, it's good to see Troy Pacelli and Netta's network. It's great. All the people who popped in very early tonight. Okay, so bottom line is that's what those sounds come from. The more you know. And here's one of the instruments here. This is a guy who probably still works on the Voyager program. Oh no, that's a whole other spacecraft. Huh, interesting. 7-meter effective length, according to these two things here. And apparently they're hooked up to that box. Oh, that's cool. So this box is what these antennae are connected to. And is that the box right there? Why does it look so slim compared to the, well, let's just look at it. All right. All photos are courtesy of the University of Iowa Department of Physics. We got a machine shop. Steve Remington, above, UI electronics engineer, University of whatever, examines an exact copy of the plasma wave instrument carried on the Voyager probe, being carried on Voyager 1 today. It detected lightning in the form of radio waves on Saturn and Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Scientists expect to learn a great deal about the radio emissions, according to Donald Gurritt, physics and astronomy. Oh, you get the idea. So that's interesting. You know what? Let me give you guys a link. I'm sorry. Where my man is. If you guys want to nerd out on this, that's a hyperlink right there. All right. So now we got Reggie behaving the way we need him to behave, right? Oh, we got to go to space. Oh, crap. We really got to go to space. I forgot. Okay, so it's a clear night right now. It's already 1 a.m. We need to do some astrophotography, kids and young adults and grown-ups. So already we got the camera set to negative 15 degrees centigrade. We don't need to do anything there. We're going to take a picture real quick. There's a Polaris right there. Oh, now it's over here. Where's the telescope pointing? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know where the telescope is pointing right now. How about that? I mean, it's pointing north, I think, but I need to prove it. Okay, it's still in the parked position, so we need to unpark our telescope. We need to go to the Skytrot. We're going to pick probably M44 because it's like flying right near the meridian. Crap, where the hell is M44? I lost it. Oh, it's over here now. Okay, so probably a good place as any. So we are currently, the telescope is over here. It's going to slew from here to whatever I click on or designate by typing the name in. So let's go. And while we do that, we're going to open up a second window so we can see the telescope at all times. Make sure that if there's a collision risk, we need to catch it. So you can see as it's tracking to the right ascension axis now, it's going to hit the target and it's going to automatically begin tracking it. Now, tracking, of course, is where it's merely counteracting the Earth's rotation. We do have some very... Ah, crap, those are clouds. Those are clouds. Let's see what we can get away with anyway. We'll make it quick because I want to get to a game. But this is important. It's a clear night. We got to take advantage of it. So, there's a few other stars. I think we're looking at a star cluster right now. Let's see what M44 is. Hey Reggie, I don't know if the astronomical conditions are perfect tonight, but I've already, while live on stream, we've slewed the telescope at M44. I'd like to know a little bit about it. I'm gonna guess it's a star cluster, but perhaps you could tell us if it is a star cluster, Reggie. And anything else you know about it, and maybe some exposure times, you know, like I got a red, green, blue filter. I also have a luminance filter. I also have the hydrogen alpha, S2 sulfur, and O3 ionized oxygen filters. So, yeah, you know, you can kick off some exposure times if you know any. And if I have the calibrations for it, I'll let you know. But, you know, I basically have calibrations ranging from like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, possibly 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we do indeed have calibration frames for 15-minute exposures. We may have some clouds tonight, but I only saw a few of them passing overhead through the guide scope, so I'm just going to kind of cross my fingers and see what happens, because Google said it would be clear tonight. I said, hey Google, what's the weather? Google was like, It's clear. Hey, is this background noise freaking anybody out? Let me know. I'm gonna see how many. Okay, there's still people watching. Like, yeah, I can understand if people just like decided to leave because of the background noise. I know other people got to go to bed. That's fine. You know, I respect that, of course. But I would. It'd be kind of funny if some people already left because they were like, "This background noise sucks." I remember there was a scientist. He is a neurosurgeon, and he was doing some like looking at, believe it or not, Pfizer shots under a microscope, and I know he was reviewing a video where people claim to see nanotechnology, and I think nanotechnology could mean anything. It could literally be like a self-healing screen protector could be nanotechnology because it's just at that molecular level, the pieces or whatever, the molecules will behave in a predictable manner, and so when you scratch that screen protector, the rubbery, substance will kind of like fill in the gap and make it look like you didn't scratch it. So that's nanotechnology, but clearly it's not doing anything weird. It's not crawling on you. Okay, well, listening mostly is good. Let me know if you want the space music back. I turned it off, but I'll turn it back on if you have a preference to hear, space. I have a feeling that's not going to be a big issue, but, you let me know. What the? Okay, let me just. I typed in M44 and it's all like, that's a thing. I'm like, no, I need to know about the space thing. M44 most commonly refers to Messier. M44, it does refer to Messier. Beehive cluster. Bzz. Well, I think we could do the beehive cluster. That sounds good. There's a reason I'm choosing a star cluster beyond that. Let's see what Reggie had to say about it, because I did send him a response. Good, he's gonna have some words. He's gonna have some choice words. Yes, he is. Nah, but he'll be good. He'll be good. So let's try it out. Let's try the button. See, I still like.
M44 is a star cluster. It is an open cluster, also called the Beehive cluster or Praesipe. It sits in Cancer and is about 600 light-years away. It is bright, wide, and made of relatively young stars, a few 100 million years old. For imaging, this is not a narrowband target. Hydrogen alpha, O3, and S2 will mostly give you noise and empty frames. Stick to luminance and RGB. Exposure guidance. Luminance, 60 to 120 seconds per sub. Red, green, blue, 90 to 180 seconds per sub. You do not need long exposures here. This cluster saturates fast and rewards clean short subs. If clouds drift through, shorter subs will save the run. M44 is forgiving and comes together quickly with stacking. Frame wide and let the stars breathe. End of line.
End of line. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, we would actually go in here, but not here. We need to go here. We need to go to northeast sector. There it is. All right, good. So, green machine. What about it? Is it broken? Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta read the green machine chat. Oh, shit. Yes, let's put the chat up. I know I'm supposed to set up Social Stream Ninja, but I'll be honest, Low Spec Linux, the name social reminds me of socialism, so I'm afraid that if I set up Social Stream Ninja, I'll become a socialist. Nah, I'm kidding. That's not why. I just want to make sure I set it up right. You know how it is when you set up some new stuff, you want to make sure you do it some kind of way. But there we go. Let's get the Rumble chat on screen, because I love those sirens. Oh my god, the Rumble chat isn't up over here? This is un-American. There we go, we fixed it. We'll even lower it a little bit so you guys can see the sirens. Woo, 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 woo. Geminid meteor shower peaks in a few days. Oh, okay, that's a good one. I can ask Reggie about that because, that might help us. But right now, I want to see the exposure. Luminance, 60 to 120 seconds. Red, green, and blue, 90 to 180 seconds per sub. So, we'll probably lean on the longer end of that exposure time. Although the shorter you make it, the lower the risk is that a cloud will interrupt, especially if the clouds are infrequent. They don't look infrequent tonight. But the rule of thumb is I need to look here at my calibrations. Where's my camera? Ah! I want it to be smaller. There it is. Okay. Hey, I'm blocking Reggie. What the hell is that? What gives? Sorry, Reggie. Reggie's agent called me on the phone. He's like, you can't be blocking Reggie. Like, what are you, William Shatner's agent? Why, yes, I am. I'm like, oh, okay. I will comply. So, we got dark calibration frames here, ranging from 1.9, 15, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 120 milliseconds. That must have been an accident. I don't even think you don't even need dark calibration frames for that setting. Let's see what they look like. I think the software is trying to goose up the gain. These should be pretty black, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised there's even any noise that was picked up in here at all. But these are the defects in the imaging sensor, and that's why we take dark calibration frames to get rid of those. But they're not nearly as pronounced. No, don't save. Shit, no. I didn't even want it. Okay, we didn't change anything, but we pretty much don't need these. We'll keep them anyway. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5, 10, and 15 minutes. And this one was tricky because you have to have the camera running all night, and then you have to have it running like part of the day. And if it gets warm during the daytime, the camera can't maintain the negative 15-degree temperature. I've only created calibration frames so far in the negative 15, so I guess I have to next do negative 10. But this is a calibration frame. You can see the amp glow over here. So imagine if I take a picture of a star and it lands over here, or anything. Well, essentially we apply this picture against the stack of images, because remember, we take multiple pictures and we stack them together in order to get better contrast, better dynamic range, better detail. By applying the dark calibration frame, it'll know where to subtract noise. So if it's got repetitive noise in the imaging stack, in each individual image in particular, it can suppress it using this calibration frame. And it can do similar for the amp glow. But there's a second thing that happens during an automated imaging sequence. Even though the telescope is the mount has to keep us on target, when it's not taking pictures in between pictures every 3 pictures, it'll actually pan down just a little bit, or pan up, or pan to the side a little bit. And that is to ensure that no individual detail lands exclusively in a region like where the amp glow or where hot pixel is. That helps in the imaging stacking process to make things come out cleaner. So we got that all tightly controlled. What matters is when I ask ChatGPT to recommend exposure times, I try to keep them within this. And on occasion, I'll even go and export a list of the file names and folders here and the info or I'll take a sample of the info file, and I'll just tell it these are the exposure times I have. At some point, I should make a database, or maybe a spreadsheet or something. And I could probably do it using a somewhat automated method. I could probably get some code to do it in an automated manner. So we got options here. I notice my volume is a little bit low, and I'm talking pretty loud right now. So let me take a look at that, because I've been wondering. Yeah, what the fudge? Oh, never mind. Wrong setting. No, but sometimes my volume will get lowered in the Windows settings. It did. I don't know what does it. Something is lowering this. I don't know what is taking control of this, but something is, and I need to find out. And look, I even unchecked this. Allow applications to take exclusive control of this device. This is unacceptably intolerable. To have this volume slider get lower every God knows when. And I don't know if it happens when I open up Discord, maybe? I think I told Discord, don't control my shit. I told Discord, studio mode. I said, Discord, I don't need, there's names on the screen. I don't need Discord to, I thought streamer mode is supposed to be on. Well, anyway, turn it off. But we do want to find out real quick. So we got the exposure times for Reggie. Let's do it. Let's just lock it in. So we got a problem here, however. Let's take a picture. Okay. So plate solving is where it takes a picture, compares it to the sky chart, and recenters the mount automatically onto the target. Once we have that, we can activate auto guiding. So you can see here in auto guiding, I just basically pick a guide star, and you can see I've already done that. Boom. Now, not only is it going to track the target as the Earth rotates, meaning it's going to move the mount from east to west, it's also going to correct for any tracking errors. So if it starts drifting one way or another for any reason, it could be a gust of wind, could be a gust of wind or my polar alignment not being quite right, it's going to deal with that. So now finally, here's the home stretch. We're going to collapse this menu on the right. We don't need to see all of the detail there. We know what's in there. We're going to go Deep Sky Sequence Planner. And we're going to tell it to switch between the various filters over here. So I believe ChatGPT told me to do 60 seconds. Luminance to 120 seconds per sub. Okay. So we're going to pick letter L. We're going to do 1, 2, 0. Then we're going to delete the hydrogen filter. And we got red, green, and blue lined up there. So now we got to override those to whatever is recommended here, or whatever we think is reasonable. 90 to 180 seconds. Okay. Now, here's the caveat. We don't know how this is going to work because the problem is, like, we got these clouds, right? So if it tries to do the autofocus routine through clouds, it's probably going to mess up. The auto guiding is somehow working, so the clouds can't be that bad. But see those tracking errors? I guarantee you that's due to clouds. Oh, am I on the right screen? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't show you any of the crap. Oh my god, you guys missed so much stuff. Well, anyway, bottom line is this is exactly what I did. I went to Sharp Cap. I clicked on a button that said Plate Solve and Resynchronize. So now it knows what we're looking at. See, look. Actually, look at that. It's a little bit off right now. Let's refresh it. Okay, yeah. See, look, it's got the name of the stars. They're all specified. It's got the name of the star cluster. I can even click on names of things. And I can click Set Target Name. So now I don't have to name it because it's got a name now. Now, it is out of focus, whether or not you can see it. And we can manually focus or autofocus. But as a test, since I sometimes bump into the cover while, like when I'm removing the cover, I could bump into the motorized focuser and jostle something. We're going to do a little bit of a test. We're going to retract it. And now it's more out of focus. So we're going to go and send it in the other direction. And we're going to see what happens. Okay, that's actually better. Let's go another 25 steps in the positive direction. That actually looks worse. So we're going to go 50 steps in a negative direction. Now, it could be a variation in cloud cover that's causing... Oh, that looks pretty good. So there's the manual focus. We're dialed in, but it looks like we do have a little bit of drift due to the clouds. And a little drift isn't a big deal, but let's investigate if we can, maybe the clouds went away and we can like lock on. So we're going to disable auto guiding. We're going to say hello to Game Gear Goddess. Hello, Game Gear Goddess. G. Oh my god, it's a song. I heard this J-pop song and the girls in there were like, G. And I was like, oh my god, I gotta make like a sound bite where I could press the button just like whenever Game Gear Goddess comes in, or maybe I could automate it. I bet you Social Stream Ninja does it. Low spec Linux laptop does it. And if not, I need the redeems Game Gear Goddess. You know the redeems that your friend L has, where anytime someone like me says, like I have an idea, I'll go, there's an idea. Next thing I know, I hear like, It's pretty cool. And I want redeems. I want it so that people say stuff and we get sound bites. Like I would love it that if you popped into the chat, it would just go G G G, you know? And yes, I know it says lewd gamer overrated pro, but before YouTube started showing the @ symbol names, the name indeed does say Game Gear Goddess, and if you go to her channel, you'll see that. But hey, at least now you know how to find the channel. I don't have to paste the link in. But I'll update my Stream Element spot again soon. It's nice. I can type in a command and get a chat, a name. The new Ninja Isu song. Ooh, and I bet you that's not copyright claimed. I believe this is some J-Rock right over here. So yeah, low spec Linux laptop is going to put us onto some J-Rock right now. Is it new? It says 6 years ago. Oh, he did say new song. 3 weeks ago. That looks pretty new. Wouldn't it be funny if the song started with like the gong? Boom. There we go. We'll listen to this, and I'll even put the video up on a little box so you guys can watch it. There you go. You got like oh man, he looks like a warrior or something. That's cool. I'm gonna make it real tiny, and I'm gonna go open up the YouTube live stream status, and as soon as I get a little red marker saying I'm playing someone else's music, we're gonna end it. Ooh, yeah, it's fiery. Okay. So, Deep Sky Sequence Planner 1. Oh, wait, no, we weren't done. Did we plate solve yet? We did, right? Oh, yeah, look, it cleared up a little bit. All right, let's do one more plate solving for OCD's sake, and hopefully it'll be stable for the rest of the night. And also, the new 88 Temple Pilgrimage, 88 Kasayo Junue. I tried to read that in Japanese. It's in the chat window if you guys want to read what he said. Lewd and rude. I would not. Game Gear Goddess actually has really good manners. Of all the people I've met, his was the most human. Oh wait, that's Spock on Star Trek. But no, of all the people I've met on this platform, I'd say Game Gear Goddess is one of the more well-mannered out there. But she also don't take bullshit. So anyway, we got 180 seconds here. Yeah, we're dialed in. So how many pictures do you want to take? Well, let's do the math. 12 minutes, 15 minutes. So we could do like maybe, I don't know, 12 minutes, 15, 15, and 15. We could even do more. Where's the object? Let's see what a target is. Well, it's here now. So let's see what 15 minutes looks like on the, let's see what 20 minutes looks like when the Earth rotates. Rude, it rhymes. Got you, awesome one. Alright, so it's not too bad. Here, let's see. That's right now 15 minutes. 20 minutes. 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So that's 2 hours right there. So basically that means that I can get what? 12 minutes. Let's just round it up. 20. Then the next 15 minutes. Next 15 minutes. Next. So that's red, green, and blue right there. So we can do red, green, and blue twice in that 2 hour period, along with the luminance filter. So I think we got something nailed here now. So do we want to make it longer? Yes. We'll do like 6s across the board maybe. So it's like it'll just kind of do 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Oh crap, I forgot a step. We're going to take another framing shot. We want to see how good our alignment is. We got a little cloud there, but that's alright. We're going to do only one more plate solve through the clouds. Hey, where my man is? Oris, how you doing, buddy? Oris218. He's streaming right now. I know because I saw his thumbnail in the corner. You know what's funny, guys? I was going to start the stream really early tonight. Like, I ate dinner super early. I was ready to go. Then I'm watching the Game Awards, and I'm realizing that everyone and their mom is streaming tonight. But that wasn't even it. I couldn't really care if I was over streaming the gaming awards. Like, if you guys don't want to watch the Game Awards, you can come here, right? Because I wasn't doing any of that biz here. Although I did join a group chat about it. Just that I'm watching it. I'm curious of what's current, but Also, I play plenty of games that I already like, so I don't really need to know about new games I don't like. Hey, I didn't get a copyright claim yet. So anyway, we did a plate solve. But here's the thing, Nerdpovial Lifeform is streaming, and I am a loyal supporter of the Nerdpovial Continuum. And because of that, I was like, shit, I have a wrench. I'm responsible. I'm going to show up and do wrenching. Although I didn't do any real wrenching. I approved one comment because I feel like that's half the battle. Is like, when you're a wrench on a channel that only gives out the wrenches to mods, like the people who actually have, you know, the responsibility to moderate, I'm usually the guy who clicks show message. Because, like, most of the time someone's saying something a little spicy, but not, like, over the top. So I feel like it's my responsibility to uphold the First Amendment protections. And if it's something questionable, then I leave it alone. Or if it's something really fucked up or mean, then it depends, right? But I tend to have a pretty laissez-faire approach to moderating, but, you know, obviously if I see a message was withheld, I'm going to check, is this something that should be withheld? Because even though I'm all for free speech, to an extreme even, if someone's outright just like saying like really messed up stuff, like that is going to get the channel proprietor in trouble and isn't really constructive, well, then why not? If they're asking a constructive question and it just gets people offended, tough shit, you know? But usually you can tell, you know, someone who's a troll apart from someone who's acting in good faith. That's usually not too hard, right? Okay, so anyway, what are we doing here? Well, I feel like the stars aren't quite aligned the way I want them to be. So we're going to do this one more time. And you can see there's a lot of drift right now. I might have to rebalance the mount. I tend to have to rebalance it in the winter and in the summer. Okay, there we go. Target locked. So now we got auto guiding running. We're ready to go. So whether or not the weather is good or bad, we're going to run it. So all I do now is I click run. It's going to repeat it like 4 times. Which is going to be like, I think, longer than the night is. Like, what did we do? It came up with like about 2 hours, so 6 hours from now. So yeah, we do 3 times. And I might stop it midway through. Because basically what I do is I favor targets that are flying overhead. Because when you're not looking at a lower angle, when you're looking straight up, there's less atmosphere between you and the target. And you also get the advantage of, well, yeah, the opposite of that would be like if you're looking at something at a 40-degree angle, oh, I can see the moon. Fucking ChatGPT lied to me. ChatGPT said the moon would, wait, did it say it would rise or set? Well, we do have a moon out tonight, guys. So when we wrap up, before we wrap up, it might be very tempting for us to point the telescope at the moon. It's a half moon tonight. It's almost a crescent. If we get a clear night a few days from now, I'll take some pictures and show you guys. Because there's 2 things about lunar imaging. If you're trying to get a proper picture, you got to really, like, do more. If you're just trying to get a video, you can do a quick and dirty video and, like, adjust your exposure settings in such a way that you can, like, see stuff. It's really cool. Like, you can see, like, the dark side of the moon. Like, not the far side, the dark side. So bottom line is we're rolling. I can exit this remote computer as soon as I click this. I'm going to let it run a little bit. I'm going to check the meteorology real quick. So the auto, yeah, this is not going to be great. We're going to leave it alone. But you can see, like, the focus is jittered. That's expected. That's normal. It takes 3 pictures in order to generate a score. And then it basically draws a letter V down here. And that letter V represents the peak focal point. So as the stars get into sharper focus, they're going to get smaller. And the little white boxes will shrink accordingly. And that's essentially how it comes up with a score. And you can see as the score gets better, the little triangles you see down here get lower and lower. So they're going to start trending in one direction. And then they're going to like peak and they're going to trend up again. So there's a caveat to that. The clouds really hamper the autofocus, and that's why sometimes it's good to give it like tell it to capture more samples. So if I was like not in the middle of running this right now, I'd go to options and tell it take like 5 samples. It's gonna take longer, but there's a better chance that it can average out the variation and get a successful focus. In this case, we're gonna just let it be, because what are we gonna do about it, right? But the last thing we're gonna do in this remote computer is review the meteorological satellite imagery. This is the GOES East satellite, I believe, or one of them, and basically it's launched and operated by NOAA, National Oceanic something Atmospheric Administration or something like that. And really, I look at geocolor, which at nighttime is infrared basically to see the clouds, and I look at day-night microphysics. It's actually a really cool weather map. It's good to bookmark this one because it can be really hard to find. But essentially, these are the two modes you can use. Whereas the Japanese one, Himawari, is cool. You don't get any of this. It's like, I think you got to be like a real like meteorologist or a part of an agency or institution in order to get access to the good version of Himawari. It's really, really annoying, but understandable. So here's our moisture, and you'll often see the moisture at upper, middle, and lower altitudes will correspond to the clouds. And sometimes you see a distinctly shaped cloud, like a wispy, like a long, narrow cloud. Like last night, I saw this long, narrow cloud over my position. And it was interesting because I could see like it in the high, middle, and low altitude moisture map. But in the moisture map, you can only see the bottom of that cloud. So it was a much skinnier version of the same shape. So that was kind of fascinating. So let's see what else Low Spec gave us. He gave us the new 88 Temple Pilgrimage. He gave us 2 songs, I believe. 88 Kaseo Junai. Speaking of Japan, Japan is in the news again. Well, actually, they really are in the news. They are really in the news. I think that's in my playlist. Oh, we got a React playlist we're going to pull up next. But let's put on some Japanese music. Japanese metal, I believe. And we're going to watch something about geopolitics, because a while back...
What is it like to walk the 88 Temples Pilgrimage on the
Okay.
island Shikoku in Japan?
That's not a band. Is this just a travel video? I mean, that's fine too. If that's what you intended me to look up was a travel video, that's cool. If you didn't intend me to look up a travel video, then I don't have to watch it. Well, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. But maybe we'll check this out in a little while because it is beautiful, it is fascinating, but I want to show you guys something else. And RS218 says, gonna get going, already have a good one. Take care, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna raid RS after this. I hope some of you join me, even just to say hi. You know? Okay, so I just opened up my YouTube video downloader folder, which means I had to, like, you know, switch to my camera in case there's any, like, you know, videos in there that I don't want you to see. That sounds sinister, doesn't it? But jokes aside, I'm looking at my thumbnails right now. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find something that doesn't involve an AI-generated version of Sailor Moon transforming. But jokes aside, I have a few Tron videos here too. I want to like back them up. I wish I'd backed up all of his videos while I had access to his channel. It was like a moral quandary. I was like, do I do that, or is that like wrong to take advantage of that ability? So I didn't do it, but now I have to download them using a video downloader. Is I think it's important to clone all of Tron's videos. So we got some news from a while ago here. This isn't even new news. You won't find it looking up the English version of a band name. Oh, I gotta go translate that. 88 Temple Pilgrimage is English. Have to look up 88 Kaseo Junai. Oh, good. I can do it in Romanji. Good enough for me. Oops. 88 Kaseo Junai. That's the same thing. No, it's not. I see it spelled differently. I got you. Thanks, Low Spec. Good. We gotta get you guys a song. So we'll put the song up here while we watch President Trump and Prime Minister Takaichi. Such a nice name, isn't it? And we're going to tell Reggie about it. We're going to get Reggie in on the action. We're going to take screenshots and give them to Reggie and get him to comment on it. So let me know if the music is too loud, guys, and if I need to adjust it, alright? In the meantime, this is what happened. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So, about a month and a half ago, I went to the dentist for the first time in 20 years. There we go. Spit out my gum. And when I did, I started the ball rolling, and like just yesterday I had some like preparation work done to install a component on top, like almost like a crown, but it fills a gap between two teeth. So I guess it's a bridge. It is a bridge. Porcelain fused to metal. I was a little confused. If anybody knows about dental, I'd be curious about what it's actually made of. Because the dentist described it, but he mentioned like, he said the metal contains, basically described argentium, which sounds like a silver used in jewelry. That's a bit of an alloy to make it more sturdy and shinier. So I don't think they actually use argentium, but it's like apparently a mix of like it's not a high noble alloy, but it's a mix of noble metals, because apparently like when they use nickel for a porcelain fused to metal bridge or crown, the metal can actually leach ions into the gum, and that's why you'll get this dark color in the gum line sometimes. Now, these are molars in the back, so I'm not really worried about that. But if they have a more modern metal that doesn't do that, great. For $3,000, and that's what it cost me, $3,000 to do that. But, worth it. Having gone to the dentist 20 years, I figured, okay, let's just get this done. And so, yeah, like, it's definitely medical grade metal. I originally rolled in there, I wanted to get a gold metal cast. Like, I wanted to get a straight gold crown. Like, I just wanted to get a gold crown just put onto a broken tooth. That's what I wanted. Guys suggested pull the broken tooth and put a bridge there. So, okay, cool. Can we do that in gold? But realistically, I already knew, like, now we're talking about material cost. And it just so happened that silver and gold are, like, an all-time high right now. So, I actually ended up selling some of my silver just to fund the work. But I didn't sell all my silver. I got quite a number of ounces left. I got a silver eagle. I got a number of silver eagles still. I got a bag of like, I don't know what a bag is right now, but I have a bag of half-ounce coins and 1 ounce eagle in there that I was thinking about just playing with, because they make a cool. Oh crap! My monitor nearly fell. Oh shit! Okay, so I gotta wait for my monitors to wake up again. So what just happened was, I pulled something. Oh, that wire is in a bad place. What is even tugging on that wire? Ew! That's fly tape. Is it? Okay, there we go. We got it. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's like what they use for root canal drills and stuff. And like, so basically, bottom line is, I want to know specifics. I'm just curious, like, because I know like zirconia. They got all zirconia. They got porcelain and porcelain fused to metal. Basically, it's porcelain fused to metal or zirconia. I would have loved to get like straight gold in there, because it's a molar. So gold, dental like stuff is actually really good. Getting gold fillings is really like tricky though. It's very tedious. They use gold foil. They put it in there and they basically cold weld it into place. But for like a crown, they cast it. They make an impression, and then they cast the impression after like cleaning it up at a dental lab. But like I said, material cost was like too high, and then also the guy was really cagey about the lab cost, because it was a big unknown to him. So anyway, this is one of the ones I'm keeping. I'll probably always keep this one. This is a 5-ounce quarter. He's got, it literally looks like a quarter. But this is from the America the Beautiful collection. I sold 2 of these because one of them was the River of No Return. I said, who needs that? That just sounds depressing. By the way, I should check if my stream is getting copyrighted. Okay, good, it's not. So the River of No Return was depressing. I had a boat on it in some rapids that looked cool. So real quick, a while back we talked about this coin, and I actually have updated info about it. So the 5 flags, obviously you got the United States flag here, but I was wrong. I thought one of these flags was the U.S. Army Air Force. It's not. But I'll tell you what we have here. We have the Army, the Marine Corps. We have the Navy. What is the 4th one here? Now, last time I said the 4th one was the U.S. Army Air Force. It is not. So what could the 4th flag be? There was no Air Force back then. There was only the U.S. Army Air Force and the respective squadrons of the U.S. Navy. So what is the 4th flag? Well, I'll just tell you. The Coast Guard. Yeah. So yeah, U.S. Navy, Army, Marine Corps, and U.S. Coast Guard. Those are the flags that we see there. This is American Memorial National Park in Saipan. Also, one of the Northern Mariana Islands. And this was apparently minted in 2017. This is a product that was offered by the U.S. Mint. Obviously, it certainly doesn't have the face value of 25 cents, but or maybe it carries the face value, but it's certainly worth more based on the melt value, which is what you sell it for. Now, that coin will go for a premium if you're buying it, but I bought it at like $30 an ounce, so I did okay in the sale. So now, why am I mentioning all of this? Well, you see, I had a toothache, and I was off from work that week, which was one of the positive things. I took the night off, took a couple of days off from work that week. So I'm up at like 4 a.m., and I'm watching the president in Japan. So, let's see, this is Japan Airlines. I think this is when the president, oh, look at Marine One, here we are. So we see some presidential helicopters, or I don't know, these look like Black Hawks. They're either Black Hawks or Seahawks, if I had to guess. Oh, there's Marine One, the VH3D. Yeah, I love when people comment on this. They're like, oh, look, it's Marine One. And some asshole in the comments got to be all like, it's not called Marine One, it's called the VH3D. Like, nobody gives a shit. It's the helicopter that currently has the president in it. And frankly, I don't care if the president is not in it. If it's a helicopter of the same the same modifications, the same model that the president generally flies in, then it's fucking Marine One. I don't give a shit. But I also understand the technical distinction is relevant depending on how deep you want to get into the lore. And yes, it's true. Like Air Force One, the plane for Air Force One has a different name. If you put freaking president, any president, while they're the president, inside of a Cessna, that becomes Air Force One. So, you know, as far as call signs go. So it's not like I'm completely ignorant to the fact, but I just wanted to share that. But apparently this is a new version of a very old helicopter, which is kind of interesting. So let's just skip these. Oh, we missed the landing. They missed the landing on this one. Look at Air Force One. So there's a 747, and it's got a specific name. I forgot the name. I don't care what the name is. I already went over that. But you can see it's got all that shit on top of it. And then this is the plane that Pete Hegseth landed in. You know, they had some of the people on there. I think this is Marine 2, Air Force 2. Wait, did it just take off? Oh, they're taking off. Is this the... Wait. Oh, this is when Trump leaves Tokyo to go to Korea. Wrong video. Let's get the right video. Sorry. We need to get the right video. That's not the one. The video I have is way cooler. I can't even play the whole video. Because if I play the whole video... Okay, so... This is when they departed. I think I downloaded it twice. So that's the 5-hour version. I do have two versions that are identical. I do. Okay, I got to delete one. Are they the same size? Yeah, they're the same size. Okay, I'm going to delete one. Let's watch this one. All right. So, this is like the beginning of the coverage. I didn't even tune in for this part. But you can see they got like the helicopters in a parking lot in front of a hotel. Oh. Yeah, see? Was I pointing at my webcam again? Yo, okay, hold on. We're going to fix something right now, guys, because I can't. I'm so sorry I do this to you guys. It's wrong. It's wrong. No, I'm kidding, but we're going to fix something up real quick. I'm going to make it so that my monitor is behind me. So that if I forget to switch monitors again, you guys can still see it, alright? So there it is. So we're just going to put that behind me. Where's Reggie? There we go. So, a little annoying. I got to remember to like minimize it. Or I could maybe do this. So it's like not too big. We could do that, I guess. That'll do. Alright. Because I'm also, my monitor is on the bottom, so it works out. So anyway. Let's go and skip a little bit. So actually, like, I'm trying to remember what time I tuned in. Because I think I downloaded this ex post facto. But there's actually a couple of interesting things that have nothing to do with domain appearances that was cool. Yeah, so basically they had this overnight coverage, and then they... Wait, when did they get in the limo? See how fast that happens? Look, okay, so here's an interesting thing. So I saw a video like days before this. And he's talking about how when the president visited Qatar, they had like a deal. They had this part of the base that was cordoned off. They had like a climate-controlled hangar to ensure that the vehicle is kept at a certain temperature so they can ensure performance, ensure that tire pressure is some kind of way. They talk about how, like, they have 3 vehicles, and when they're driving, they swap places, like in the movie The Driver, The Professional, whatever it's called. So that, like, if you're trying to figure out which car has the president in it, the idea is that you will lose track once you lose sight of the cars because they're constantly trading places. They emit radio emissions that create both the real noise, the real radio messages, and some fake ones, so that all 3 cars put out identical radio emissions because foreign adversaries figured out that you can identify which car the president is in based on the radio emissions. So they changed it up. They even like messed with the weight of the cars, ensure that the cars are all within like a pound of each other or something insane like that, so that you couldn't tell how much the tires or the shock absorbers are sagging under load, so you can't figure out which car is more or less ladened. But you can see the president right there, and so this coverage, they follow the president all around. And at first I was like perplexed by it. I was like, how the hell did the Japanese media get to follow the president around? Like, are they breaking like a deal, or they just saying this is outland? What's the deal? And it basically comes down to like apparently like both developed so much trust that our security people, our Secret Service, work together so well, integrated. They're so well integrated nowadays. Like they work together so well that they can allow for this. They can allow for this level of like coverage here, and it's not a problem. Whereas if you went to Pakistan, we might think twice about wanting to have this level of coverage of our president on their airwaves from their media, Maybe, no, I think Pakistan is reasonably on the list I just put. But it was so cool just being able to see, like, this, like, super detailed, look, I mean, it's like they're flying all around the fucking place. I think those are I wonder if those are decoy choppers too, or if those are just like ones with the other people on them. Wow, this goes on for a while. It just keeps going. Oh, okay, good. They're gonna go land somewhere cool. Where are they gonna land? The Yokosuka Naval Arsenal. I'm sorry, Yokosuka Naval Base. During World War II is the naval arsenal. And yeah, that's why I said originally when I said Japan's in the news, I was referring to Pearl Harbor. But then I remembered that they're also in the news, partially not directly due to this, but due to some of the stuff that resulted from this visit. So we have the USS George Washington coming up. It's a Nimitz-class supercarrier, second only to the USS Gerald Ford class, or the Gerald Ford class carriers, which we are now building. But, you can do launch and recovery with, at the same time. Like, we have a very professional, well-trained force. We've done enough with these vehicles that we know how to operate them. And I'm mentioning that because, when you hear about China with some new innovation, it's worth noting that they don't exactly have the level of combat experience that we have or in our forces. You get the color-coded guys. The purple guy is the gasoline, the fuel guy. That's all I know. I think the yellow guy is the guy who holds, who does the, what do they call the guy? The guy who does this? That guy, yeah. There you go. He's waving, saluting. There's Sanai Takaichi, the new-ish Prime Minister of Japan. And they're just kind of chilling together. It's really nice to see them having fun. Like, hey, this carrier deck is tremendous. It's the most tremendous carrier I've ever seen. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, look, they got some guys. They got the band. I guess that's the captain or something. That sound is really bad. That's a lot of radars. Oh, they're going to take the elevator. I didn't see this part. Where's the red guy? Oh, he's not wearing red. He's wearing, the red guy's the leader? Let's take a look. Game Gear artist pointed out the red guy's supposed to be the leader. So, what, he's like the flight ops guy or the deck officer, something like a deck control officer? He must be in the cupola. I think he's in the cupola. The cupola is that thing like, carrier cupola. Damn it. No, here it is. He might be inside here. This thing here. So it's like a blast-proof, like, compartment or whatever where they can observe everything happening on the deck at ground level. It's like a little dugout. But let's see if we can find out, where is the red guy on a aircraft carrier deck? Okay, so the red guy is an ordnance officer, an ordnanceman. So he's at the I know where he is. I can tell you where he is. I'm gonna show you where he is right now. You might love or hate this. No, I'm kidding. He's here. That's the. I learned this term recently. That's the bomb farm. The bomb farm. Yeah. So apparently he's not in charge, but he's important. I mean, you can't make war without the red guy, right? Man, I guess they stick him on the back of the island or on a lower deck or something. No, it's on the flight deck, but it looks like it's behind the island. The island is that like big towering piece on the carrier where the bridge and all of that stuff is. Yes, there really is a red guy, and he's the ordnance man, apparently. Ordnance man. You were making that shit up. Okay, so look at this shit here. They're going to get on the hangar deck elevator, and they're going to enter. And this is actually where I made a video short of him going up. I didn't know he went down as well. But he entered like this, so it was like really like lots of fanfare. I don't even know if the president went on the elevator yet. I think he comes down after everyone else. I think everyone goes down first. Then when it's his time to show up, then he takes the freaking elevator. So there's the big elevator. I think it's hydraulically controlled, but you can see there's a cable on the back there. So I guess it's using like a hydraulic motor. Oh, wait, they didn't put everyone on the elevator, what? The elevator can't handle extra people? No, I'm kidding. Clearly the middle of the elevator has like a little railing. So yeah, this is when I tuned in. I tuned in during this part. And they're just playing this like music. And I don't even know what's coming. I don't know what's coming at all. I'm just watching this with a toothache like, I don't have work tomorrow, I'm going to watch this shit. Peace through strength. USS George Washington, Yokosuka, Japan. You got out flags. And the emojis were on fire. People were posting like American flag and Japanese flag emojis like all up in there. They were like US, Japan, BFFs. They didn't say BFFs, but that's basically what they meant. And it was cool, you know, it was nice. And one guy was saying something about them being a colony of America. But hey, you know, if you're going to be a colony of anyone, would you rather us or the Soviets? But jokes aside, no, I don't think they're a colony of the U.S. either. I think they, you know, sure, they can certainly get more independence in the way they operate. But, I mean, if anyone has any counter argument to that, sure, by all means, I'm open-minded. Like, I know there's definitely a criticism that we have maybe a few too many bases over there. But, hey, as long as they're allowed to have bases, too. Oh, and fun fact. Japan is the second biggest operator of F-35s. Like, second to us. So, basically, the biggest nation aside the United States, the biggest owner of F-35s. And here's the crazier part. They're not just buying them. They have a facility for manufacturing and maintaining them. So if we ever go to war with China, we have a pretty, like, forward, something resembling a forward operating position where we can service our fighters and put them back into the fight. So that's pretty cool. That's very, very, very important to, like, dealing with, like, upcoming threats and a potential a potential bid to take Taiwan, as that's what people are worried about China doing, right? Nothing compares. There we go. I just want to move Reggie around a little bit. China probably can't wage war at all. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they'd have to be insane. But look at Russia, right? And the thing about Russia was, why did they thought they were going to trounce over, Putin thought he was going to trounce over Ukraine in a week. Why didn't he? And, well, bottom line is very, very humiliating for him now. But why did he even do it? And part of it was a demographic thing. It was that this was the time where they had the most military-aged males to put into a war. If they waited 20 years, they wouldn't really have as many military-aged men to put into the meat grinder as they do now. China is facing a similar issue, and so this is why they may choose to act rashly. The other thing is that we might allow or accept or push for a provocation just to get them to go to war because China will always do underhanded shit to try to, wrestle control of whatever the fuck they want. I mean, we do it too. And so I think that, low spec, I got you. So basically, yeah, that's my kind of overall broad view on that, with what I'm still learning. So real quick, Low Spec Linux Gaming says, that is an old one, but it's okay. I think he's talking about the USS, the song. He says, Kasayo, 88 Kasayo is probably Japanese acid rock. Boba Fett Slave 1 now has to be called Unpaid Item. What? Prime Minister Takaichi presented Trump with a gold-painted golf ball and tea set and Shinzo Abe's putter. That's true. That did happen. That's what I'm saying. Like there was a friendship between. They were bros. And it said, and it was like, President Trump gave some words at the table. I have that one downloaded too, I believe. And, it was like an emotional moment. The guy next to Senai Takaichi was like crying, and she's like, just like, being the Iron Lady there, because that's what her role is, kind of, right? And, it was just very heartfelt, because apparently, I didn't know this, but Senai Takaichi was apparently a protege of the president. Not the president, of Shinzo Abe. Oh, here we go. So, they missed the part. Look, they missed the part when the president comes down on the elevator. Like, so there's another video out there where he's coming down on the elevator standing next to an F-35. But we're going to skip a lot of this. But it was cute. It was nice. So they're cheering. Where's the president? Where's the prime minister? And this is cute right here. So even though I could care less about the stock market, I don't think it's like a key. It's kind of important, but, it's kind of not, I mean, to each their own, whatever. But anyway. But it's kind of cute what they do here. When was the last time they saw action? They'll die in actual combat. Well, that's the thing, like, China brags about their new stealth planes, and none of them hold a candle to anything, or especially the actual stealth stuff we have. Some of them might, like, what was that, the J-36, was it? But anyway, there's definitely a little arms race, but their engines are notoriously crappier. They need, more maintenance. They are still kind of working on figuring out how to do preventative maintenance in a manner that's timely. So we, for example, with our engines on a modern fighter, on any fighter jet we run, we pretty much know when to take it down for maintenance before there's a real issue. Because usually when something breaks for real, it damages something else, or it creates more work. So if you know that a certain component wears out every 200 hours, and you can schedule for maintenance every 150 hours, you can pretty much always get ahead of all of those types of little maintenance issues and include it in your maintenance routine and keep that old fight. But you got some old stuff out there. Keep that stuff flying. So, yeah, that's a part of it. And so while China has some brand new shiny stuff out there, the question is, will it perform? Will they be able to get it perform? Perhaps if they get us flat-footed at the right time, perhaps they will tap North Korea into the fight to, like, distract us a little bit, But it seems that their goal is going to be saturation. And this is why I'm bringing this video up right here. It's because, like, essentially, they have these, what do they call, VLS racks on destroyers. So it's like they're vertical launch tubes for launching missiles. They look like square boxes, but they shoot telephone-sized missiles out that can go to distance and hit other ships, or you can use different methods or types of missiles to shoot things out of the sky that are coming towards you. Carriers have, it looks like a Gatling gun. I think the destroyers have it too. It's called the Sea Whiz, or Close-In Weapon System. AK, it's got another name, I forgot. But it just has a radar, a Gatling gun, and it's like the last line of defense. And then there's another version of that same launcher that shoots rockets. So if something's coming from above, it can hit that because the missile can leave and then steer. It's got other systems that I'm not even aware of, or I don't remember. But anyway, I digress. Bottom line is telephone poles. You mean telephone pole size. Yeah, what did I say? Well, you're right. Yes, telephone pole sized. So anyway, let's see. When was the last time? Exactly. We don't know. I think they had like a fist fight in fucking what was it in India, on the border. Look at Japan. They brag about how well prepared their security forces are and how well trained they are. They panic when one ordinary guy shoots their prime minister and do Charlie's Angel poses. Charlie Angel's poses. The guy did that? The guy did Charlie Angel's poses? Like the hot girls? Them? I mean, that's a concern, but I think that also, like, I mean, that's the thing. I think that's interesting. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I gotta think about that more. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I don't feel negative about it. I just don't know how to have an informed feel about that. You know, I feel like I'm a bit behind on my geopolitics when it comes to Japan in the past, like, 10 years. Like, yeah, I know about the high points, the earthquake, the tsunami, Fukushima, and everything else is a blur. Something about Shinzo Abe. Some people loved him, some people hated him. One guy really hated him, apparently. And that's basically what I know. Japanese military after World War II is really one of the more unique things in the world. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And lately they're, like, kind of, like, probably going to have to update their constitution. So one of the issues was the Yonaguni Islands. So because China's been, like, being a dick about things and, you know, balking a lot, they decided to put some defensive and, I think, offensive missiles on Yonaguni Island. So that is the last island in the Okinawa chain of islands. It's about 110 kilometers away from Taiwan, the west coast. You can see Okinawa is way up here, and Kyushu is way up here. So to give you an idea where Yonaguni Island is. So it's like in China's like backyard kind of, or down the block from China's backyard, I suppose you would say. But they're getting a little more serious, but there's a few other things they're doing. They have a ship. It's like a technology demonstrator ship. And that we gave them out railgun technology that we could barely get working reliably. They seem to have improved it to be more reliable. And they were able to fire 100 shots off of this railgun without breaking it. And it aims and it does everything it's supposed to do. So that's pretty exciting. And then beyond that, well, they have a couple of new classes of ships. They had this, it was a helicopter carrier. It's sort of like a miniature aircraft carrier for helicopters. And they basically got their legislature to approve of it. Then, after the legislature approved of it, they then decided to modify it to carry F-35s. And so the F-35B, I believe it is the one that can take off vertically. Because that, you know, while some people would debate whether or not that's even a worthwhile feature to have on a fighter, it certainly allows them to use a helicopter deck to vertically take off. So there's that. There's definitely a trade-off when you have that much of a change in the overall design of a craft in order to accommodate that capability. But yeah, they do have that. Oh, I see. The security forces panicked. Yeah, that's a red flag. Yeah, I got you. The Japanese military after. Oh yeah, you said that. They moved by numbers after the shooting. They moved by numbers after the shooting. Numbers? What numbers? Kneeling and aiming at nothing in particular because they had no idea where to shoot. Oh, I see. So they were just like completely flat-footed. They probably aren't accustomed to dealing with people shooting. But maybe they should have more guns in Japan so they could have more practice. No, I'm kidding. Airsoft, I hear, is really popular in Japan. They moved so slowly the shooter got 2 shots in. Yeah, it's a little bit slow. How many shots did the Trump shooter get? I think he got one good one, right? He got the ear. That's not a good one, but he got like one that actually hit the president. And, very, very fortunate situation. That was a weird one right there because it's like, let's just finish this election. Okay? Nobody from this side shot people on the other side. So please don't shoot people on the side that's opposing you either. But I digress. It was also weird how the media would try to make it like the guy who shot at Trump was like a conservative when he clearly wasn't. And it's like, oh, he donated once to some Republican group, so he must be a conservative. And it was an interesting drama there. But anyway, I digress. Let's get really quickly on topic. I'm going to play the cute moment, and we're going to basically wrap this part of the thing up.
This woman is a winner, so, we've become very
She's a winner.
Friends all of a sudden because their stock market today and our stock market today hit an all-time high. that means we're doing something.
See, it's like such an
right.
unimportant point,
the
but you know what?
cherished alliance
It's a good,
between
it's
the
good,
United
like
States and
positive
Japan
thing to
is
bring
one
up.
of the most
It's
remarkable
simple, right? You know, like,
relationships in the entire world.
up is good,
There's
you
never
know.
been anything like it. Born out of the ashes of a terrible war, our bond has grown over 8 decades into the beautiful friendship.
And
that
that's
we
pretty
have. It's a
wild. It
foundation
was a
of peace
terrible
and
war.
security in the Pacific. You see it. So on behalf of all American sailors,
In recent
stationed
learning,
this
I found out
beautiful
a lot of the
country,
work
let's
that
hear
Japan
it
did
for our
post-war was
allies and
anti-submarine,
the
because
Japanese
anti-submarine
self-defense forces
warfare
and
is
all of the
something you could argue is
Japanese people that we
defensive
love
in
and
nature.
respect.
So
And I have
they
such
put a lot
respect
of
for
work into
Japan
that.
and the country, and now I have a really great respect for the new and incredible Prime Minister. And I have to say this.
Look,
The
he's
first
not the idiot who thinks we need to
female
have an ID to buy cereal.
Prime
The idiot
Minister
who
in the
believes that is
history of
probably
Japan.
RFK. Just guessing it's
Madam
probably
Prime Minister.
RFK, because that guy's a little bit nuts.
Please say a few words.
I'm kind of okay with RFK being in the position he's in, because, like, sometimes you want government to be ineffective. You want them to slow down a little bit, you know? Stop doing dumb shit. And RFK says a lot of dumb shit, but I don't care if the Lay's potato chip bag is a different color. You got that, guys? She's talking. No, but it was cute. She spoke English real quick, and then she like you know, like went into Japanese with the
We are
interpreter.
facing an unprecedented severe security environment. Strong sense.
So I'm gonna skip to the end. Wait a second. Oh my God, they already fucked up the music on this? Okay, so this is funny. They played the YMCA at the end of this during the live stream. I downloaded this after it was over, and already they've replaced the fucking song. Oh wait, no, this is the right song. Oh, okay, wait. No, where's the YMCA?
Japanese.
That's usually.
Maybe it's a different version. I mean, I have a version of this with the YMCA in it. This isn't it.
And security
Wait. Oh, is it over here?
based on trade,
Oh, did he go to the
tariffs,
USS George Washington twice?
again.
No, he didn't. No. It's just the way. There we go. So, this one here, if you try to look up this video again, you can't find it with the YMCA unless it's a YouTube short. So, and if I play this for too long, I'll probably get like a hit. So let's see. I'm going to put that screen up to make sure I can catch it.
God bless our military. God bless Japan. God bless the United States of America. And God bless our Navy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what I like about this is, first time I saw it, I was just like, I didn't even know what was happening. I was excited it happened. But second time I watched it during editing, is one thing I noticed that was cool. Well, many things I noticed that were cool. See, he does the dance, and look how thrilled. All those motherfuckers look thrilled. All of them, like most of them. Maybe a few aren't, but most of the people look very happy that they're seeing this right now. And I mean, that's half the battle, just cheering up the sailors and the troops and the mechanics. I mean, if a president is going to be like, you know, what do you call it, a figurehead, some people would debate, they can at least, you know, do this part of the job, you know? And they're pumped. I'm definitely gonna get like a copyright thing on this. Let's skip to the end. We're gonna skip to the best part. Oh wait, do they not play? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I was pumped when I saw this part. This part was the fucking coolest, yo. Am I sharing my screen? I better be sharing my screen. All right, so we got an F-35 right there. And there's actually a couple of interesting things here. So he's not operating the elevator, by the way. That handle is attached to that. That's either a missile, a bomb, a guided bomb, or a Anduril drone. So there's a brand of drone that's like small. Looks kind of like that. I don't think that's one of them, but it looks like that. And it's pretty cool because it's a drone that could be used like a cruise missile. Like it could deploy weapons. It could be used for surveillance. but it can also like self-destruct against an enemy target, kamikaze, so to speak. So it's like a very handy way. If you're already bringing a asset into a hot zone, you don't necessarily need to fly it back. You can fly it into something. So that's pretty cool. And you got a more conventional missile over there, I guess. And they cut the music off, so I had to like remix it. But that's fine, you know. That's how that went. So I tremendously enjoyed watching this. I was mind blown when I saw that the entourage. Well, not mind blown. This part made sense. Okay, they're walking. Let's see if we can identify. I think it's a FA-18 Hornet. That looks like an F-35 over there. If I had to, yeah, it looks. Is that an F-35? I think it's an F-35. Yeah, that's an F-35. Those bomb doors, I think, have little zigzags on them. If I'm looking at that correctly. It's easy to identify F-35 when you see the paint job because of the stealth coating, the radar absorbent material. But yeah, so they take the helicopter, they take Marine 1, and they follow him throughout the whole fucking city again. And like, what, are they allowed to do this? And apparently yes. And also President Trump and Prime Minister Takaichi took a Instagram picture on the helicopter, and you can see the lights are really bright in there, and so it looks just like that color of lighting. And yeah, so they do this like, oh, and then he visits the Emperor. Yeah, he visits the Emperor. Wait, who's that hot girl? I'm sorry, I'm really wrong. Well, either way, I think she's the Emperor's aide. Let's keep going. I'm sorry. I'm like, who's the girl? But, okay, and then it loops back. But at some point in here, in one of the videos I downloaded, he literally spends like 5 minutes with the Emperor. You don't hear what they talk about. You just see the Emperor shake his hand. He goes in, comes out, they shake hands, they say bye-bye. You don't know what was said, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation there. I am not aware of the word affordability causing chaos, but it's possible. I mean, you know, you can find these, like, conflicting thoughts from any leader. You know, I mean, like, I get it. If that's your jam, you know, hating on Trump, I get it. That's fine, you know, free country. But, it's like, sucked having Biden. But who would have been a better choice? I mean, would it have been nice to have Kamala? I mean, would we be happy having Kamala? I guess I'd be the one complaining, and you'd be the one chilling like it's not a big deal, right? Because that's me. It's like, what's the big deal? So what? Trump is in office. Like, Kamala was retarded and lied about being black. She ain't black. I'm sorry. She don't have the black experience. But I digress. Oh, she is technically Jamaican, I think. No, wait. Is she Jamaican or Indian? She's Indian and Jamaican, maybe? I believe she's part Jamaican. So that kind of makes her black, right? So, okay, in fairness. But I digress. I'm not here to poke at Kamala today. I'm just glad she did not win. The guy who was able to bankrupt multiple casinos, well, he wasn't able to. He just, I mean, everyone has that ability. If we're being technical here, everyone's able to do that. And how on earth do you bankrupt a casino? I don't know. Honestly, in business, it's pretty normal to bankrupt multiple businesses. Like, that's actually something that literally doesn't matter. At least that's what my coworker said. He's a Democrat. And he was like, in business, that literally doesn't matter. But I don't even know. I mean, I guess having a business that's still operational and generating profit is better than bankrupting, right? So there's that. I'll grant that. On the other hand, it's also important to know when to cut your losses. That's a thing that some of my small businesses don't know how to do. And you'll see it on these like restaurant shows, like the one with Gordon Ramsay, where they'll be all like, like putting like $100,000 of their savings into trying to keep the restaurant opened. And it's just like, dude. But that's another story. Did you see the crowd with the Kristi Noem today? No. Which one is Kristi Noem? Is that the DHS lady? How many veterans have you deported? And then when she says none, dude literally pulls up a veteran that she deported. Okay, well, was he illegal? Was he legal? If he wasn't legal, then it's okay to deport him. Let's see here. Veteran who was deported. I mean, like, I don't even like digging into any of this shit, but let's check it out. Many non-citizen veterans. Oh, non-citizen. Well, I can't help the guy there. Look, I'm sorry. I don't even know why we're letting people be veterans if they're not citizens. How the fuck did he get in the army? How do you even get in the army without a social? Did he have a social security number? Like, that's so confusing. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that, man. I guess I Google it, but I don't want to be sitting here Googling political shit. It's depressing. She like Obama a liar. That's fair. Coming across the divide there, awesome one. I appreciate it. After he went bankrupt multiple fucking times, how do you... Okay, come on, man. Chill. Just say multiple times. You don't have to say fucking. I'm not angry. Don't be angry. But multiple fucking times. Do you know what they gave credit for? No, I don't. Shadow companies are created to be bankrupt to avoid paying us. Wait, are we on 2 topics now? I think we are. His dad's name. Okay, well, that's fair. That's what business people do. Many powerful companies have done this. Yeah, well, that's the thing I'm trying to get at. Is like many powerful companies have done this. So it's like when we talk about like in Congress, this guy did this thing, or like when they were investigating Trump like 5 years ago. It's like investigate the whole fucking Congress. And I remember one guy was like, oh, but then everyone would be in jail. I'm like, okay, good. Let's put them all in jail. Like, if we're not going to maintain that standard on everyone, then yeah, I'm not going to get upset when the standard is not upheld against one guy, like the president in this case. You tell me that the guy who took bullets for our fucking did he take bullets for our country? What did he serve in? Like, was he just a veteran of a given era? Like, I'll give you an example. We got Vietnam era veteran, a person who served stateside who didn't take any bullets. And you got an actual Vietnam veteran. I remember there was this Native American guy. It was the one with the Nick Sandman case. And this is a random one, but it's kind of funny because, like, I remember that, like, the kid just stood there kind of smiling because he's like, fuck it. This guy's just getting in his face and shit. And then somehow this kid gets, like, in all kinds of trouble because he wore a MAGA hat. Because, you know, at the time, you know, it was really sketchy, the whole free speech situation. In the end, he sued CNN, got a lot of money for it. This guy here was characterized as a Vietnam-era veteran. Turned out that just meant he was a veteran during the Vietnam War. He wasn't, like, actually in the war. He was, like, in theory, he could have been, you know, called to serve. So give credit where it's due, right? If you join the armed services, you join with the expectation that you can be deployed. So that counts. But I still think it makes a difference. Like, you know, if you're working on a base as an MP domestically, it's not the same, in my opinion. But I also did just say that they could be called upon. So, I mean, I don't fucking know. But yeah, so I don't know. That's interesting, Slim Lim. Honestly, in all honesty, I would like to look into that. I'm not even fucking around. Like, I would definitely criticize President Trump. Well, not even President Trump, the policy and President Trump, I guess collectively the policy, President Trump, and the people he appointed to handle these responsibilities. So, yeah, I have to look into that. I'm not going to look into that right now, but I'll try to remember to look into that because I don't think I can form any further opinion on that. Like, I can say, you know, things that are like rage bait, right? Like, deport the dude, he's not a citizen. Well, how did he get in the military in the first place? And the question becomes, like, did they get into the military by way of deception or due to a mistake on our end, you know? Or not our end, the end of on the government, you know, or whoever's in charge of recruiting. You know, so these are the things that I'd have to consider or know the answers to in order to form an opinion either way on that matter. So with that being said, let's go drive some race cars real quick before we wrap it up. Slim, thank you for your, you know, your candid opinion. I appreciate the honesty and all of that, and you being willing to share. Let me just move some things around real quick. Okay, so where's the game? I think the game's been open the whole time. No, it hasn't. And like I said, if you want to get me the facts, you could, but I'm not going to make you dig for hyperlinks to prove your point. Like, you know, I'll look at it from the angles, but like I said, I'm not going to, like, form a strong opinion about it without that information. And, like, I'm not even the most gung-ho guy about Trump. I just, you know, like the simpler things in life. You know, I hate lying cunts like Hillary. Well, I don't hate, because I don't know really, you know. I mean, I'm sure, like, you know, everyone's just trying to do their hustle, right? So I can empathize with Hillary, I guess. But, you know, I don't like the whole, like, being all nicey nice and then not really being nicey nice behind the scenes. I'd rather someone be crass in the foreground, and then at least I don't have to question if they're crass in the background. It's like, oh, they're probably the same way. You know, so it's just eliminating a layer of abstraction there. At least that's kind of how I see it. I don't know if that makes any sense. So we got some interesting options here, but I think we want to do something extreme. We're going to do something really extreme here. Okay? I'm going to load up the big ramp, and we're going to do it in a vehicle that is brand new to my installation here. A gigantic dump truck loaded with rocks. Table, chairs, and oak, and chest of what a suit of Jesus' best heat. Of course, nobody harm, no one alarm. Yeah, that's fair. If you're honest about yourself all the time, you don't have to worry about not being honest any other time. That might take a minute to load. It's a very big truck. I gotta figure out this audio routing real quick. I think we could do it on desktop audio. I guess I gotta raise the game volume up a little bit. Where's my taskbar? Oh, here it is. Right. Wait a second, I'm in the wrong spot. Also, I'm missing a bunch of rocks. Can you teleport me here? I'm not gonna drive there. I'm not driving there. Where's the giant ramp? It's the bridge from Full House. Oh, that's a cool thing. Look at that. It's a sphere. You can drive around in a sphere. That we should do next. I don't think we could do it in the truck, but we can try. Is this postal, but you're driving a school bus? Whoa, where's the hell? I didn't know there's a helicopter here. I never noticed the helicopter holding the shipping. Can you fly the helicopter? No, you can't fly the helicopter. Okay. I would totally love you could download a helicopter and fly it. All right, so first of all, I'm going to put the truck over here because I don't know if it can fit. Have you guys seen the videos of the semi-truck getting lifted in the air when it's only supposed to be the trailer, but the actual cab is still attached? What? No, but that sounds awesome. I mean, not awesome for the guy driving it. I'm sure it sucked to be that guy at work. So I'm a little confused because I thought, oh, here it is, loaded. We got to pick loaded. There we go. Oh, it's going to break the transmission. It always does. You can see the engine block turn orange on the bottom left corner. That's because we broke something in the engine. Like, I think the clutch broke. Ow, man, I did really good. I've never seen a truck handled anything like this. Can we? Oh, I can't use my brakes. That was cool. That was cool. I can make it go higher. You know we could use lunar gravity in this? Oh! Brakes. Oh shit, did I really work? So I think we should just try to get it down the center of this sand trap and into the water. Alright, I guess, does the driver survive that? It's a good 40 stories in the air. Should I use the other camera angle? Well, let's see. I'm going to use this one just so I have control over it. Like something just snapped off the back. I don't even know what snapped off. The rocks make it really difficult. Look at that engine block. All right, now we're gonna do lunar gravity. You guys ready for this? I'm not. All right, so we're in lunar gravity now. Oh god, oh god, oh god. We might have to dump this load. Look at that, it's like getting back heavy from the inertia alone. I actually got my PlayStation 5 controller set up perfectly. I'm gonna show you guys that right after this, because that's actually really interesting. So you can actually like probably avoid ruining the transmission if you brake a little bit here, because we're under lunar gravity, right? So it's not going to overload it as readily. Like you see, it's not really overloading at all. Just like the moon. I mean, that's how it works on the moon. It's a ballistic trajectory at this point. Wow, it actually was worse. I think it's got something to do with like terminal velocity or something like that. Speed up. Oh, look at the rocks. They're gonna fall back in. So now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do Jupiter gravity, Jovian gravity now. So basically, once you put it on the sun, I'm going to show you guys what happens when you put it on the sun gravity. Can you guess what happens? It's not good. Where's the word sun? That was cool. Let's do that again. Oh, that was cool. Let's do that one more time. Give you guys a side view. You ready for this shit? Look at the sunny side. Right, you're gonna love this. Right, sun. Damn it! I wish that camera angle didn't change so abruptly when I did that. Right, let's go back to Earth. That was cool. We're gonna do Jupiter now. I don't know how this is gonna go, but usually it goes pretty well, actually. Even though Jupiter's like, I think, 200 times or 20 times? 24 times gravity. So it's going to sink like a rock. It's always going to be a little front heavy. That's going to be the only problem, is that it's going to get front heavy because of the rocks. I'm going 120 miles an hour already. We broke the transmission. It's not even slowing down. Oh my god, what did I break? One more time, one more. Can I open the bucket? We're gonna open the bucket while we do this. Oh, we can make a landslide! We can make a landslide! Let's see how the landslide's gonna be dope. And this is why I calibrated my monitors. Yeah, the tires are pretty good quality. Look, you can see the tire going. Where the rocks at? Where the rocks at? Oh, I see some rocks. Did the rocks break? Whoa, what the hell was that? That would have been cool if that hit something. Okay, one more Jupiter gravity jump. Oh, something fell off. Oh, like both front wheels fell off. All right. So then now, what's the next crazy thing we could do? I think we should go to the giant sphere. But do we go to the giant sphere with this vehicle? Probably not. So let's pick a new vehicle. I think we should stick with something resembling the Green Mini. And only problem is the Green Mini could be a bit of a low rider. So the Ice Racer might be like the best bet. Or maybe this, let's see here. Yeah, this one is missing some parts by design, but we're gonna go to the... Where's the giant ball? What is this? Can you drive in that? Can you drive in that? I don't think this is the fastest version of the car I could be driving. I don't like it one bit. I'm gonna get the Green Mini. I don't like this. It works good on ice, but I don't think it's gonna work here. Alright, so we're gonna do vehicles. We're gonna do regular Green Mini, the Trivia. Oh yeah, that's gonna do. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. We could record this. I might be able to get like a really like multi-angle replay out of that. So I kind of want to do that. Oh! Oh, see that black line there? This is weird. So there's like a black line streaming out. That's actually a tire. Sometimes the tires, when they get ripped apart, they do that. It's like part of the physics, I guess. Oh, that's the replay. And you can change the angle during the replay. See, look, we can actually watch that again. So this is actually really cool. So you can watch it from any angle. In fact, we can watch it from this angle here. And we can play that in slow motion if we want. There we go. We got a ringside seat. We'll lower the speed to like half. That was weird. I guess that's just I guess that's what happens when you do that. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a drop in frame rate or just the way the playback feature works. But let's see, can I save it? I think it's already saved. I'll play with it later. I don't know much about the video saving system. I just know it's pretty good. Oh, see, look, you can see the tire. Look at that black thing. That's like the tire is stuck to something. So it's a weird, like it looks like a rubber band. Yeah, you can see it's like looping around like a belt. So yeah, so what was the other activity? Did we see another activity in here that we wanted to do before I wrap up? I mean, I don't really want to drive across the Golden Gate Bridge. I wouldn't mind jumping off of it with a car, but I don't know if you can do that. Whoa, everywhere you look. That's cute. A table. Is there anything in here? No, there's nothing in there. Well, in real life, there's stuff in here, but... looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. So we got this downhill thing over here. You can do wild stuff. Like, sometimes I do the AI stuff where, like, you'll spawn... did you... Oh, Dark Souls. Okay, I'll do that after the stream, yeah. I'll play around with that. I think I gotta get a ROM and then make it work. But what is that? Remind me. That's PlayStation 2, or is that optimal on PlayStation 2? Oh, this is cool. We could do this real quick. Hey, does anybody hear clapping? Is that coming from the game? Or is someone's YouTube show playing? Screw it. I don't care, I'm cheating. I want to do the cool stuff. I didn't even play the game I really wanted to play tonight. I wanted to play Dirt Rally. Okay, so usually I think this checkpoint is where you can like reload your car. So I'm going to reload my car right here just because I'm not really playing. Like there's actually normally a mode, I think it's like a challenge mode or campaign. Oh god. Oh shit, people are clapping in the background. I think they're clapping because I just did that. Oh yeah, that cheering's coming from the game. That was pretty gnarly. I could do this. I could do it. I could do it. See, I just love the way this game pushes boundaries. What's up, Ann? We got Ann, major Mobile Legends player here. Okay, that's a win. Look at it. The car's still intact. A little dented up. Alignment seems fine. I don't know what's on the other side of this loop. Like, I can't see anything. Alright. Well, we'll just pretend we did it. Reloading. Oh, I got it. Oh, excuse me. It's like finding a half pipe in the Rush series. Oh, that sounds cool. Let's do that one more time. I think I got it this time. That was almost perfect. Oh shit! Game Gear Goddess, I forgot something. I forgot to play fucking, pardon my language. I forgot to play Evangelion tonight. Oh well. The game was hard anyway. Go! I don't know what's behind this ramp. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Oh no, 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 I'm not redoing that. Now here's a fun little trick here, guys. I can't move. Damn it. Ah shit, it's opening up my start menu. This happens sometimes, the keyboard gets confused. Alright, we got it. Ho ho! We survived. So, what I want to do is, I do want to reload the car, but it might be better for me not to. We're gonna do it. Reload it. I'm stuck in here. one more. This time I'm gonna try to do it right. Okay, well, I guess we got out. We got out. Money that you have an easier time if you use a bumper cam. Probably. Sounds about right. Car going places. Yes, San Francisco Rush for N64, I guess. I think the first Angel was all about getting the grabs and getting past the AT field. Yeah. I kind of got, and it sucks controlling it because they're trying to simulate the way it was on the TV show. You know, like where, like, Shinji didn't have that sync ratio figured out yet. By the way, yes, there's a whole entire city over here. It's not really much of a city. You could drive through here, but it's like all like low polygon count. But you could totally drive here if you wanted to. If you can get there. So that was the stadium. Oh, here's one. We'll do this sand trap. Did I draw a marker? I did. I clicked on something. Where's the sand trap? Low poly city, yeah. Oh, there's a ramp. I'm supposed to go off the ramp. Yes, there's GPS coordinates coming up on the bottom of my car. Alright. Oh, it's kind of fun. Let's wrap that up. We want to see that in slow motion one. Let's do that in slow motion once. So I think what you're supposed to do is hit those ramps from the side in order to like make yourself go into a spin. So I'm gonna try that. Because I've done it before. It's a little tricky, but it is possible. So you kind of go into the ramp, but instead of using the ramp, you do that. Ah, damn it. I didn't do it. Try that again. You basically gotta only use, like, put two wheels onto the ramp like this. Ah, shit. Something like that. I'll practice. Will it land heads or tails? Will it land on... Oh, it landed on heads. All right. Oh, monster truck. Yes, I did. I did buy a monster truck game on GOG Games today. I totally forgot about it. I got it for like $2. I bought a monster truck game for $2. But you saying Monster Truck Madness by Microsoft, DirectX 2.0. Racetracks actually render a lot more than the actual track. Wow. You can go off track and explore the background for hours. That's cool. See, that's what I did. Like when I played Pilot Wing 64. I mean, maybe it's because I was poor and I didn't have many games, but I used to like take the gyrocopter and drive around the United States map, just like to see what you could find. And there were a couple of Easter eggs there. Like in Pilot Wings, it's like a random like building in Manhattan that has like a picture frame with an N64 logo in the middle of the hallway, like it's like an L-shaped corridor. There's a gas station you can actually refuel at. It's like a random gas station. You just go to the gas station, you go under the awning, and boom, you got gas. So you can refill your gas, like if you like decide to free roam. The Statue of Liberty, if you fly over the torch, you get cooked, I'm pretty sure. It would be a matter of exactly when you turn the wheels as you hit the ramp. Yeah, it kind of sounds about right. I figure like I'd keep trying and I'll eventually get it, but like that's the gist of it. You're right. Hey, what's up, 2 Witness? Good to see you, Snow. So, what was I gonna... I was gonna react to something. It's 3:09 a.m. I really want us to raid RS218. Also, this young lady is streaming here. Actually, she's not streaming right now, but it's that lady who actually appeared in Slim Nim chat. And then James is all like, I don't understand your language. Bro, of course you don't understand the language. It's in kanji. But no, I'm joking. That was funny. It was kind of funny, but she's sweet. She seems sweet. I don't know. I don't know anything. I can't understand her words unless you go to a replay and you turn on subtitles and hit auto translate. Oh yeah, waifu madness. Waifu madness. Well, just one waifu and a bunch of mechs. So that's the RS218 live stream there. For anybody who wants to raid RS, you can raid him there. I'm looking for the chat. Oh, there's the chat. What's up, Lemon Pie? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I was gonna burn the midnight oil, but it's already 3 a.m. So I figured I'd wrap up. I'm gonna raid my friend RS. But what we did tonight, we covered a plethora of topics. Lemon Pie. We covered a plethora of topics. I'm gonna guess. Did you see? What was it? I think Curtis Selby was doing a watch party. It was either Miracle on 30. Wait, no. It was it the one with the guy in the bank? What's that one called? It's a Wonderful Life. I bet Lemon Pie was at Curtis Selby's watching It's a Wonderful Life. But in any case, good to see you all the same. Both original Pilot Wings and Pilot Wings 64, pretty good, yeah, right? That got quite a bit of hate for I don't know why. Yeah, I can't imagine why, honestly. I truly can't. I'm not even like saying like I can't imagine why. Like I really can't imagine why. Like I get it if it's not your shtick. You want to play Mortal Kombat or basketball or soccer, okay, cool, have fun. But there's really nothing wrong with those games. Like, they do exactly what they're for. You want to fly a rocket, you want to fly a jetpack, you want to fly a helicopter, you do the things, right? That's what you do in on Pilot Wings. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad that my monitor is working properly. So early in the stream, I went over display settings, because my 200 hertz monitor, the one on the front left, started giving me like a bunch of lines in the middle of the screen. Because a while back, I bumped into it with a wall mount, like attached to another monitor while I was rearranging my monitors. And I have like a crack on the edge, but the screen works fine. So it's like, I just leave it because it works fine, right? And then the other day, I was fixing my water cooling. So I was checking my water cooling just to make sure the water is flowing. And I put my hand over the monitor and I lean into it like this. And I think that jostled it because I started the flickering came up for like a second, but then went away. And well, anyway, I found out that if the lines go away when the lines started appearing, I found out the lines go away when I lower my monitor to 120 hertz instead of 200. But the problem is that when you lower the hertz to 120 or 60, the LED looks like it's flickering. So I figured out a tweak. I used like a semi-custom setting in the NVIDIA control panel. And then after that, it was fine. Like, actually was like really good. So now my monitor is running at only 120 hertz, but that's kind of fine because I don't run games at 200 hertz. Like, I'll run the games at whatever hertz the monitor is set at, but I'll make sure the game is limited to like either 60 or 120 frames a second. And that was the last thing we went over early in the stream, where you go to the NVIDIA control panel, and basically you could tell it to tell individual games or apps to use a limited frame rate. So even though the game is using the max refresh rate, so for example, the game we just played, you'll see there's a setting here that says max frame rate, 60 frames per second. But somewhere here, there's another setting for the refresh rate. I don't think it's here. Maybe it's not here. I thought it was here. Here we are. Background application max frame rate. No, that's not really it. But bottom line is the game could use the same refresh rate as the monitor, while you tell the game in these settings here to use a certain frame rate. So even though normally the frame rate and the refresh rate are sometimes the same thing, some games will give you two different settings, so you can change them independently. And the reason you do that is because usually if you have a monitor of a high refresh rate, it's going to look best at that high refresh rate setting. And the other reason is because you don't want to open up a game and have your monitor change from, like, say 240 hertz to 60 hertz, because it's like changing your Windows display settings in the middle of using a computer. It's very disruptive, especially if you're recording or streaming. The screen goes black. Sometimes if the resolution changes, things get shuffled around if you have multiple monitors. It's just all around annoying. So it allows you to, like, basically go into the game without changing your display mode, so that your screen doesn't have to blank out, so that your Windows doesn't get confused, and yet still keep the frame rate to something manageable, because I use 60 frames a second while we're streaming right now, because that's what you guys can see. But with some games, if I know my computer can't handle more than 60 frames a second, I'll also use this override, because obviously the game's going to underperform if you pick too high of a frame rate. You know, it's going to try to do 120 and maybe you'll get 80 frames a second. So you could pick an oddball number. You can say run the game at 98 frames a second, let's say. I do that with some games. But ultimately, if I want to see something that can run at 120 hertz, then I set it over here. If I find it gets performance issues, then I set it to 60 frames a second here. And occasionally I'll do uploads to Vimeo using the high refresh rate, because I'm pretty sure right now my channel is not big enough. YouTube doesn't let me upload 120 frames a second, so I just don't do it, you know. I can do ultra widescreen, but I don't think I tried uploading 120 frames a second a few times, and it just doesn't seem to do it. Hey, what game should I vote for on RS's channel? He's got 4 options. Now, this is an Arvis poll, so these are funny. His bankruptcies were not liquid. Okay, shit, I don't want to bring up politics again. God damn it. Well, in any case, we have Low Spec Linux Gaming's comments about the topic from earlier in the chat. I don't want to bring it up because I don't want, I'm just happy that we're happy. Everyone's copacetic, right? We're having fun. We're happy. We're good, right? We're chilling. Let's keep it that way, But, no, if we were still on the topic from earlier, I would totally, okay, in fairness, we heard everything I had to say. We heard everything Slim had to say. Let's hear what, I don't want to start a political debate. Let's just read what Low Spec Linux Gaming said, because I think it's fair that everyone gets to have a say. Hopefully this is not something that prompts, I'm probably more likely to agree with Low Spec Linux Gaming. Slim is probably more inclined to disagree with him. If I did disagree with Low Spec Linux Gaming, I would like to think that I would have the self-control not to say anything in response, but I'll be honest, I probably would. So I can't, in good conscience, say, oh, you shouldn't say anything in response. So I guess if you have an opinion, you're entitled to it. You can say it if you want, Slim. I can't tell you what to say or not, right? Prime Minister Takeuchi presents Trump with a goal. Oh, yeah, I read that. His bankruptcies were not liquidations. They were restructurings. Very different. Okay, that might be true. I honestly don't know the details. With many things, the devil is in the details, right? So my general quip was it doesn't matter. All these business guys do that shit. But that doesn't really say a lot. I'm not really elucidating on any meaningful detail. I'll give Low Spec Linux that he gave some detail that I didn't know, that Slim may or may not have known, and I appreciate your response. Low Spec is the man. Hell yeah. Dude, yeah, fuck, I saw you at his stream yesterday, and I always have to decide, when I want to tune in. Do I tune into on Linux? On Linux. I sound like on YouTube or Rumble. That's kind of like Linux. But, I try to tune in on Rumble when I, just because, because I think they support him better. That platform gives him better. I think they're more, tentative to him as a content creator. He's got the partnership program and all that jazz. So that's pretty cool. Whereas YouTube, it's they kind of go in the direction of trying to make, get rid of the people of as my friend Jolly put it. You got those YouTubers who have a spare bedroom, and they make a show out of it. They're kind of moving away from that. That's not the kind of streamer that YouTube really seems to want to have anymore. They want these corporate types. They want HBO. They want they want something like when you get cable TV and you have these different channels and networks and you're paying for that crap. They don't realize that YouTube got popular because you can just see anybody do anything here. And we can talk about anything. And ever since YouTube introduced live streaming, that I think certainly created a lot of growth because, it kind of turned into a bit of a social network and a streaming platform at the same time. Oh my God, is Karumi still streaming? Jesus. Sorry. Is he really streaming right now? Or did this freeze up? I think it froze up. Let's refresh it. I don't think he's streaming anymore. No, he's not streaming. I was watching this before. Here, we'll click the like button. Oh, yeah. Meat Wad. I don't know the name of the drinking cup, but whenever I see these guys, I know the Aqua Teen Hunger Force thing, but I've never watched it. Let's see. What is this? This is the guy who's on Nerdporio's stream today. This is RS218. Yeah, so who are we voting for? Banjo Pilot or Muse Dash? Gundam or Union Syndrome? Shit, I clicked Union Syndrome by accident. Too late for me, guys. Okay. I wanted to vote for either Banjo Pilot or ReZero or Miku. So that's the problem with voting for an RS poll. It's like you're voting for the president. Imagine if they put like Kamala Harris and President Trump on the same ticket. Like, you got a choice, guys. Do you want to get President Trump or Kamala Harris? We don't know which one you're going to get, but you vote for that one, and you're going to get one of them. And then next one is like Bill Clinton or, I can't think of like someone who's, or Ronald Reagan. You're like, oh shit, I want Bill Clinton or I want Ronald Reagan, but how do I know I'm going to end up with Bill, the guy I picked? So you pick Ronald Reagan and you get Bill Clinton. Or you pick Bill Clinton, you end up with Ronald Reagan. And that is an RS poll in a nutshell. But no, jokes aside, it's fun. And honestly, most of the time, like, I'm perfectly content watching Banjo Pilot or Muse Dash, and I'm perfectly content watching Miku or ReZero. Miku's a good game if you're like in a musical mood. Yeah, that's Aqua Teen Hunger Force there. You had it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know the lore. QTie is a QT. Cutie is a QT. She is a cutie, isn't she? The girl in the dress? Yes, she is. Master Shake. Thank you. Oh, it's like Halo. Master Chief. I get it. That's funny. And as usual, every other pool that I ever see, the options I want, every other poll, I could autocorrect for you. And as usual, like every other poll that I ever see, the options I want aren't there. Well, I mean, that's a given. That's like every election. So what's better, having options that you don't want or having two options in the same option, but only wanting one of those options, right? Because if you vote for one of the options that contains two options, you can end up with either one. A gift that looks like that would never need fight. Yeah, right? Oh, girl. I misread that. I don't know why I said the word gift. I mean, she is a gift. And if you ever send a gift like that to me... No, but seriously, a girl that looks like that would never need to fight. Or maybe she'd have to fight more. I mean, I see a lot of things about how dangerous it is to be a pretty young woman. Just the other day, I saw that video from 5 years ago where the girl was walking down uptown Manhattan wearing tight pants, and every guy's like, hey, ma, what's good? And like, see, it's dangerous being a woman outside because people catcall you. And in England is hilarious. In the UK, they now have women, like female cops, jogging. And if anybody like honks at them, if anybody says hi to them, they basically get arrested or get a ticket. They get a ticket, I think, for like a citation for like catcalling. So it's like they're literally putting the women out there. It's like, I don't know if that's entrapment or what, but it just like sounds so lame. Like, how about you go deal with the fact that you're all being reverse colonized as a country? And that's a whole topic we didn't touch today, but we were going to touch on that. Not so much reverse colonization, as people call it, more just about the overall geopolitics and including the topic. Like, actually, look, we have a video here I was going to comment to. Strategist, what if all-out war between the U.S., what if, like, all-out war between the U.S. and China occurred? That's interesting. And it was like these fighter pilot channels, not this guy. There's a guy, his name is Max Afterburner. And he gives a pretty good analysis about recent things, so that was pretty cool. Police put a mouthy schoolgirl in her place. Oh, yeah, these are like watching train wrecks. I think I'm going to not watch those, but I watch those sometimes. This lady talks about China, but then she does numerology, and I don't get it. I'm just like, yeah, not really numerology. I'm exaggerating a little bit. QT is the MC of Yun Syndrome. Oh. I had a brewery here in town. Just made the Christmas Crimson Ale. I wish I could send every one of you a bottle of it. It is the beer that absolutely tastes like Christmas. Maybe I could put some ginger inside of a beer and call it Christmas. They haven't made it in over 20 years, but my God, it's fantastic. Oh, that's amazing. That sounds really good. Well, people, we're going to have to drive to the brewery. No, we can't drive to the brewery. Maybe I can find one in Brooklyn that makes something I like. But anyway, yeah, so we didn't really use Reggie too much, but I guess we should have him say goodnight. Hey, Reggie, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't give you the screenshot I was going to give you. Oh, I don't need to give you one. Never mind. Hey, Reggie. So, check it out. We had the telescope on target. We're going to check out the target right now. But last I checked, there was intermittent clouds, but we were able to get plate solving and auto-guiding engaged. But it's a toss-up if autofocus was able to operate unmolested, uninterrupted. right now, it looks like we're basically still on target with the star cluster, the Beehive cluster M44 from the Messier catalog. It's currently on the blue filter, probably for the second time. And it's on exposure 1 of 6 on the blue filter. Because I basically did 6 exposures on every filter. 2 minutes on luminance. And 3 minutes on RG and B each. So I told it repeat it 3 times. Looks like I might have to like perform a meridian flip soon. I'm going to just keep an eye on it after the stream is over. Let it track through the remainder of the blue filter, and then I'm going to park the scope or do a meridian flip and resume imaging. We are currently imaging just slightly past the meridian. So, yeah, it looks like about 2 hours of tracking time. So we're still in the highest part of the sky, and since the clouds have let up, I think we'll probably get better pictures here on out, assuming that it's not still cloudy right now. So perhaps doing a meridian flip now would be appropriate. I don't know, what do you think? Should I do a meridian flip now or wait like 15 minutes to do a meridian flip? What is your opinion, Reggie? And also, that's all for now. All right, we'll let Reggie get his opinion on a meridian flip.
If you are already past the meridian and stable, I would wait about 15 minutes. You are mid-sequence, guiding is locked, and the clouds are easing up. Braking now risks wasting the clean stretch you finally have. Finish the blue run. Then flip while you are between filters or repeats. That is the cleanest break point. 2 minutes of luminance and 3 minutes of RGB are short enough that you are not risking a peer strike in that window. Just keep an eye on clearance. So my call is wait 15 minutes, finish the current blue set, then flip deliberately and replate solve in calm conditions. End of line.
I'm just making a note real quick. Let's see here. So, hey Reggie, 1 second. Oh wait, you said PS3 or Xbox 360, so PS3 it is. Oh yeah, PS3. I mean, in this case, I guess the 360 one might be really good too. But at that point, surely there's a PC version. Today is when 3i Atlas should complete traversal. I think so. I haven't really been keeping track because, like, you know, I hear so many sensational things about it that at some point I just started tuning out. Like, there's some interesting things, but a lot of things aren't that interesting. Like, the way it changes brightness, it looks like it's just kind of spinning, you know, rotating, which would happen when something's an oblong shape. But it looks like, it's not fully out, but it's currently heading out of the solar system after passing the sun, which, yeah, it did pass by the sun, albeit distant from Earth, and will remain observable until spring 2026. Oh, I should be aiming at that. Let's see where. I don't think 3i Atlas is anywhere where we want to see it. I mean, I don't think it's anywhere where I can see it, at least not this time of the night. Oh shit! Fudge! Damn it! I don't want to do this. I wanted to end the fucking stream. God damn it! 3i Atlas is like right there. How big is it? I don't want to do this right now. I want to wrap it up. I'll make a video for you guys. I mean, unless you guys really want to see 3i Atlas, but I don't think we can see much of anything anyway. This is not a super high focal length scope. This is more for, you know, semi-wide field imaging. I'm still wanting for the goddamn supernova to happen. We know, yeah, I know, that would be cool. Yo, I want to see that too. You know it's going to be the next 100 years or so, right? I know. It's like, and that's soon in astronomical terms. Have you ever asked Reggie what the hardest space of what his hardest space battle was? Huh, don't spill your beans, Tommy. I need to get the ducks swimming again. Yeah, you do. There's definitely a PC version, Ronnie. Okay, I'll check it out. Oh, yeah. I remember you bought the game. So is that a PC version? Okay. I mean, if there's no advantage to the PS3 version, you know, like, I would go with the PC one, but if the PS3 version is better for some reason, you can't even see the comet here. That sucks. I couldn't even tell you what it looked like here. There's two ways I could do this. So basically like a single illuminated pixel or a streak due to rapid movement, but I can lock onto it. Okay, we're gonna fucking aim at 3i Atlas, damn it. I don't want to do this right now, but we're gonna do it. We have to do it for science. We gotta do this bullshit for science right now, guys. So I have to do a meridian flip anyway. Some line heat thing like a helicopter or plane already ruined that picture. So I'll resume this target, you know, at my leisure. But we're gonna just give this a real quick one. We're going to salute to the target. We got to disengage auto guiding. We got to then go back to the sky chart. We need to tell it to go to 3i Atlas. We need to say salute to target. Salute to target. Here we go. Shit, I'm an idiot. I should have done plate solving first. Oh well. It is a space turd preceding a flare of blue gas. Yeah. Only the third ever interstellar object detected in our solar system. And that's the thing, like, I remember people said it was flying near the plane of the ecliptic, and that's like a big deal, like, oh my god. And it's like, yeah, it's only the third thing, but it turns out the Atlas survey wasn't scanning anywhere above or below. So it's like, I mean, I've been over this, you know that. But it's still interesting because, like, you know, it's putting out spectra, right? In fact, I did something that you guys might find interesting. Let me see if I can find it. I called it Atlas Environment. Here we go. And I saved some. So I actually like had an app created that would like take the spectroscopy from the 3i Atlas and overlay this line showing where the red, this is where red is, this area is red, green, blue, and then it shows various other emissions I think that are labeled, although it doesn't say here. But I remember there was like cyanide or something like that, a few other elements in there. And I have like a Python script that will plot it, but I have to type in a special command to run it. Let's first get see if we got Atlas in frame. I can show you the app next week. It's not that interesting, but it's cool. It like basically plots lines over the spectroscopic data. The torture of full overdrive. See, look, the clouds weren't really that bad from the low angle, but look how bad they are over here. There's a galaxy right there. You can even see the little smudge. That's a galaxy. And I bet that's the comet right there. That little faint thing is the comet. I would bet my bottom dollar that's the fucking comet. So let's do 30-second exposure. We're not going to be doing any auto guiding. We're not going to do anything special yet. But what we are going to do is we're going to go to the guide scope and we're going to try to resolve Atlas by cranking up the gain or something. So we'll do 1 second exposures. And I think that's the comet right there. If I had to guess, I don't know. It's got a weird shape. You can see it in the top right corner. I think that's the comet right there. So what I would do is this. I would switch to the luminance filter to resolve more light from the comet. Then I would tell it to take a single snapshot and see what we get. Need a virtual drive, not RAM. More drive. So wait, where's the 3i Atlas in relation to the galaxy that we're looking at? It's like right near there. So we might see, this unfortunately doesn't really represent the size of my sensor, but I think the software knows where 3i Atlas is. So I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it in the middle because that's like dead on in the center right there. That's 3i Atlas, I'm pretty sure. So we can see it. So I at least did the basic science thing, right? We can see it. But what do we need to do to resolve it better? Well, first we need to be in focus. So we could use autofocus or assume that this is already in focus. Let's see if the position changes on here. What do you guys think? Predictions. Is that thing, that little faint smudge that you can barely see, is it going to move? Mm-hmm. That was funny. I'm going to look up a picture of that. That's a classic one. That's a classic one, Slim Nim. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I can never forget that shit. God damn you, Reddit. I fucking hate Reddit. I said open image in new tab. I didn't say I wanted to see the link in a new tab. Did I say link? Fucking Reddit trying to think they got a right to force me to look at their stupid images. No. I'm saving the image to my computer now and making sure that nobody on Reddit gets credit for the picture as a matter of principle. Jesus. Yeah, that happened. That happened. That really happened. I mean, it didn't really happen. It was all fiction, but it happened on Star Trek. The ship was frozen in time, and whatever froze the ship in time was making people a little kooky. So he does this, and he starts laughing. So I guess we could just do automated exposures of this, but... Oh, wait. Look at that. The stars look a little bit off right there. Boo, Reddit. Yeah, that was a good episode. So we got a little progress bar in the bottom right corner. That's how long it takes to do a 30-second exposure. Oh, damn it. I was looking at the wrong part of the screen. I think it moved. So we could do like maybe a 2-minute exposure. Well, here's what we're gonna do. First thing we're gonna do this is we're gonna go do autofocus. So now it's gonna do a negative scan. So I'm initiating autofocus manually. So it's gonna measure the size of the stars as they're coming in or out of focus, and that's gonna allow it to measure all of that. Yeah. Everybody here is familiar with Star Trek Acid Party. No, I'm not. Damn it. Is that a video I got to pull up? I don't want to pull up another video right now. I'm trying to wrap up. But I do think you did give me a link earlier. I'm going to click on the link you gave me earlier. Oh, no.
Butterfly in the sky, I must be really high. There's a dragon there, I'm a little scared. A reading rainbow. I can eat anything. Take a joke and blow some smoke.
Take a
A
toke.
reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow. There, I ruined it. What is going on here? Oh, these are AI. That's AI. Look, there's new AI. That's AI. Playing with her underwear. I mean, it's not underwear. It's a running outfit. She's a track star. And then they're gonna do some like girl on girl stuff, I guess, to look cute because we all love looking at that. And we're totally not bookmarking that. Look, see, I closed it. I'm not gonna go into my. Oh, that's not. I thought it's gonna be AI too. I actually wanted it to be AI. I wanted this to be AI. But that's cute. Oh. I smoked some shit make you see dragons before. I smoked some shit that'll make you see dragons. Okay. So here's the problem. It didn't generate a V curve. I think I gotta click on a button to do that. There's no button that says best focus. So I actually have to go back. I gotta go forward like 300 steps, I think. Now we should be able to do the V focus. So we reset it, scan again. Now I don't have to reset it. My equipment is calibrated that it can probably do the auto complete it, but I don't trust it. So we're reinitiating the scan. It's got to have 3 focal points on the right of peak and left of peak. Good God! So I was checking out the lady's boobs. She's gone now. Oh, wait, back. Look, good God! I'll leave this on while we wait for the autofocus to do its thing. So each of these triangles represent 3 2-second exposures. Chug an egg nog with lots of nutmeg. Yeah, that'll do it. You want some dragons? Mix lemon sparkle with purple haze. Oh. Make sure it's adequately nogged. Oh my God. I guess it gets infused into the alcohol, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our peak. So it needs to get 1, 2, 3, and after the 4th point, I think it's gonna swing back to the middle here automatically. Did you try pasta bin feature, Ronnie? I did not yet. Is that part of Pixel surgeon? What the hell? Why is it not doing it? Okay, good. It did it. It did it. Okay, that's the V curve. So it's now we know we're in focus. So we're going to be in focus in a second. We're going to wait for the mechanism to move forward. Okay, so now we'll do 2-minute exposure and see what we get out of it. In the meantime, I'm very tempted to see if I can spot the comet here. I think the comet's a little bit off center. I'm not sure if that's the comet. I'm not sure if that's a comet or a galaxy. I think it's a comet. It's got that like hazy glow. I mean, this telescope is not zeroed in precisely. It doesn't really need to be, but it would be helpful if it was. It looks like a comet. I almost never do 4-second exposures here, but we're going to do it right now, guys. So, unfortunately, that's going to make the clouds more pronounced, too. But it gives us a little bit more of ability. Yeah, it looks like a comet. I think it's a comet. So, here's good news, guys. We can lock onto that comet. We can lock onto the nucleus. So, we're about halfway through the 1-minute exposure right now. So we're not going to lock onto the target yet. We want to see what it does without any guiding. My hypothesis is that these stars are going to be streaky. They're not going to be round anymore. They're going to be a little bit oblong at the very minimum. The comet, it might move independently with the stars, depending on how fast it's moving. Or it might appear, if there's not enough of a change in movement, it might look like the comet is, it might look like the comet is moving slightly out of sync, maybe. Or it might look like it's moving. Or, I mean, it might look like it's moving with the rest of the stars, because, of course, everything's moving, appearing to move because the Earth is rotating. But things like asteroids will also move on their own, right? Yes, I added it like we discussed. Oh, okay. Cool. Why is this not in my history? I got it. Okay. So, see what I told you? That's what an unguided exposure looks like. So how do we solve that? Easy. This is what we do. We're going to do two things. First, we're going to recenter the target. So we're going to stop. We're going to say, do a short 2-second exposure. Plate solve and resync. Then we're going to do a 15-second exposure so you guys can get a preview of what it looks like. And I'm going to re-engage auto guiding right now. Oops, we got to lock onto the nucleus. So here's good news. I don't need a long exposure for the nucleus. So we'll do half-second exposure. We'll darken the gain. In fact, we're going to do 0.2-second exposures on this bad boy here. I don't know if that's a good idea. That might not be a good idea. So look at that. We can do regular updates on the exposure here. The clouds are going to definitely create some variation in the background brightness. Okay, so now we're going to do 2-minute exposures again. This time the comet should remain centered, so we should actually get more detail from the comet. So let's see here. Okay, let me open up a picture file. I'm like super careful. I'm like, I don't want to open up any. Oh, I got a great scene from Judge Dredd. Okay, so there's a pasta thing here somewhere. Oh, you can paste right into the app. Oh, I was supposed to try that. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me try that out. So I can do a couple of tricks here. Let's see. Control C. Control V. Oh, that's interesting. It went straight to the folder when I did that. Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. I just did a drag and drop and it instantly worked. That's really cool. Or Command V to paste an image from your clipboard. Okay, we got to do that. Because then what we can do is we can do this. We can draw like a box around it like this. There we go. Did it. I Control V that straight in. That's cool. So that did work. Dogs run slightly higher at 78 to 100 miles an hour. If it was true, a cat could defeat Omar in class. Okay. So the stars are locked on, and the comet, though, looks like it's moving. So I'm a little worried that the comet, let's lock onto the comet here. It's going to take another picture of the comet. We're going to see if it moves. And I'm going to wrap this up afterwards, guys. Dogs have an IQ of average U.S. human male. So, Reggie, what do you think about the work we did so far? Oh, he's playing that song. I know this song. Magic Knights of Earth. Yeah, he's playing Magic Knights of Earth. Oh my God, it's in English. I never heard this song in English. Sounds a little weird. Thanks, no. So, Reggie, did you get your thoughts out yet?
If you are already past the meridian and stable, I would wait about 15 minutes. You are mid-sequence, guiding is locked, and the cloud...
Hey, Reggie, quick side note. I pointed at 3i Atlas. I totally forgot. My friend Snow mentioned it, so I realized it's actually visible. So I engaged auto-guiding. I believe I'm guiding against the nucleus right now. I'm not 100% sure because my guide scope isn't zeroed in against my main scope, but we have it in frame. We're looking at the 100% zoom right now on the sensor, so you can see that particular region of interest. But we're imaging the full frame. We're currently doing a 2-minute exposure, and it looks like it's not really moving. It looks like we got the stars aren't moving either though, but the stars had unguided exposures at 2 minutes. The stars look a bit oblong. So with guiding on what I believe is the nucleus of the comet, we're gonna find out. We should see minimal movement, or might see movement that's separate from the stars. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see. So I currently have this circle, the reticle of looking at, stars on the edge of the circle. So I can use that to as a point of reference to see if the stars move separately from the comet, or if the comet moves, independently. And that'll allow me to hopefully be able to tell if I'm locked onto the correct object in order to guide using the nucleus of 3i Atlas. I don't think I ever did. Is that a link you put in the chat? I mean, I'll go find it later. I'll watch it. It's totally not something you need to do now, but trust me, you want to check it out. I will check out Star Trek Acid Party. I took scrambles on the best acid trip ever. Not that I would know anything about acid, but why is it that acid, you can't get drunk on acid? So I've been told that you can't get drunk on acid. You can drink as much, you don't drink as much as you want. You get alcohol poisoning, but if you drink and then you hydrate, you don't get alcohol poisoning, you won't get drunk at all. At all.
I must call them.
All right, 10 seconds left. Okay, so this star here, where my mouse pointer is pointing, is one object. Okay, so the star moved, the comet stayed. I think we're locked onto the comet. Okay, so let's see what Reggie thinks.
I've been in Tokyo forever. This is my first visit to the town. I'm a prototype.
That is a solid way to test it. If you are truly guiding on the comet nucleus, the comet should stay tight while the stars slowly trail. If the stars stay tight and the comet smears, you are still guiding on the star. 2 minutes is enough time to see the difference. Your reticle reference is doing exactly what it should. Watch the relative motion, not absolute sharpness. If guiding is correct, the nucleus will sit still frame to frame, and the star elongation will be consistent in one direction. That is your confirmation. Let the exposure finish, and let the data tell you the truth. End of line.
Hey, man.
Over a little bit.
May I
Now
ask you a
blocking
second?
progress.
One souvenir?
So anyway,
Welcome back when you have some money, okay?
glass of orange juice. Oh god. If you know the joke, glass of orange.
I'm not supposed to get money. I'm about to be sent to another world.
We all locked onto the comet. What this means for me is I can get a little more aggressive with my exposure times. Like
Don't tell me
I go straight
I
to
was
300
working on
seconds
that.
now that I know. So I just changed the exposure time to 300 seconds. I'm gonna let it loop repetitive exposures. I can stack them together. I may goose it up to 10 minutes, but due to the clouds, it's probably better that I don't. We're just gonna be hoping we can punch through the clouds. More likely the clouds are gonna ruin our picture. If we're lucky, we'll get a 5-minute gap in the clouds that we can exploit. But pushing it beyond 5 minutes, I think is gonna guarantee that we're not gonna see it. It's a minor miracle right now that the auto guiding is able to work on this. You can see the comet nucleus is brighter than everything else in the top right corner, and that's what's allowing us to even do this. But every time the clouds get this
I
thick,
have an important
the
fencing
guiding
match tomorrow,
gets
and we're
lost.
wasting
You see
time
the
here.
Weird corrections it's already doing just to maintain the lock, because this is not standard guiding. You don't normally lock onto a comet
my,
using auto
you look
guiding. It just
lost.
happens
Can
to
I
work
help
from what I
you?
can figure. So that's what we do. That's what I'm doing now. But I haven't
What's
done
that
that.
doing?
It's gonna
Flash,
be a- wait,
what are
what's
you
that?
doing here?
What is that? That came up on 2 images.
I don't remember the dog in the end.
Is that part of
Is
the
something
comet?
wrong?
Are we capturing part of the comet? Yo, no, thanks for mentioning
This cute
Sky
little
Atlas.
nut
Even
is
though I
my
wanted to
very
get the
naughty
beehive
dog.
cluster,
I
this
have
is
to
something
catch
that,
him
you
before
know,
he
we can
causes
never
any
capture
trouble.
again, right? So I'm glad that I
Wait,
pointed my
I'll
optics
help
here.
you.
So I'm sure I'll have something to post. I don't know what that is, to be honest, but
Flash,
we'll find out. I don't even know if I'm looking at the right object, to be honest. I'm just pretty sure I'm pointing at the right object, but I don't
Oh,
know.
what
That's
a
still
darling
on the
little
edge over there.
puppy.
So maybe this is the comet. Maybe that's the comet. Maybe in a 5-minute
I'm
exposure,
so sorry.
I'll find the
I
true
don't know what's
nucleus of
gotten
the
in
comet,
here.
and I'll play around with the auto guiding. But you know, the longer you set the exposure time in auto guiding, I think the more the clouds are gonna get in the way. So it's kind of a tricky scenario we're in right now. I'll play around with it until sunrise. I'll literally be up that late. So let's see what else Reggie has to say about
I
this.
summon thee. Where are we?
Hey Reggie, so yeah, it seems to have worked, but I'm not 100%. I'm like 90% sure. I'm gonna continue targeting imaging. I'm gonna goose it up to 5-minute exposures. We do have some intermittent clouds, but we'll take our chances. And
It appears that the
you know,
magic knights have been
stopped
summoned
imaging
from
the
beyond
beehive
the
cluster
barrier.
because this is, as Snow in the chat
And
says, I
so
think it's history.
the
Ron.
legend becomes an
And whether,
embarrassing
to what degree it's
reality.
history, it is history. It's history
What
just
can
like
they hope to
Haley's comet to
accomplish
me, but
using these
maybe we'll find out there's
children?
more to it. Maybe we'll find
Even
out
if they
that like
manage to release
a weird
Emerald,
theory I heard was that maybe if there was an ancient
their power is too
civilization on
limited
Earth
to
that
be
could,
of
you know,
consequence.
access space, why wouldn't they
Quite
leave
true,
hardware in space?
my liege.
Now, I heard that
Of
from Avi
course.
Loeb, and I think he
We
gave
must
a bag
watch
of
them
dicks.
closely to minimize any chance for
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
surprises.
Avi Loeb is right.
As you
I
wish.
still think he could eat a bag of dicks, but if I'm wrong, I will say so. 6 months from now, when no probes come jumping out of 3i Atlas, I'm pretty sure he'll just move the goalpost. So, you know, there's that. But anyway, it is true that a number of times we've tracked human objects, artificial satellites, probes,
Since we're all
or
conscious of what's
leftover
happening,
space junk,
I think we could
only
rule
to
out
find out
dreaming.
that it was space junk and had to take it,
It
off
was
the
a
asteroid
figure of
catalog.
speech.
So there's that.
But
But
whatever.
anyway, we'll see
We
how
have to find out what
well
happened.
the auto guiding does.
What
It's doing
is
as good
this
as it
strange
can be
place?
expected to be doing. But yeah, those
It
pods are no
appears we've
doubt
been
getting
blown
in
out
the
of
way
our
auto
world
guiding
and into
certainly
another.
in the way of the exposure. So even 5-minute
One
exposures
thing's
might
for
be too
certain.
aggressive.
This isn't
It's quite
Tokyo.
possible that the clouds weren't here at all. That even a 1-minute
As we were
exposure
falling,
would
I
resolve
saw a
meaningful
floating
detail.
mountain and a
it's
volcano
possible
in the
that I'm not getting
distance.
meaningful detail on shorter 1-minute, 2-minute exposures because
I noticed
of the
that
clouds
too,
blocking
though
the
I
transmission of
decided
light.
I might
So
be
I'm
hallucinating.
hoping to strike a balance with 5 minutes,
Look,
but
I'm not in the mood
it's
to
a
compare
toss-up at
trips.
this point.
We've
So I'll
got to
check
find
the
a way out of here.
geostationary Earth
Well,
observation
why
satellite
don't we introduce
briefly
ourselves first?
and decide if I want to continue imaging this.
What?
But most likely I will.
Admittedly,
let
this
it
is a
roll.
trying
So with
circumstance.
that being said,
But we can
Reggie,
at least stay civil.
any additional thoughts?
Introductions seem like a natural starting point. Then we can put our heads together and get out of here.
Count me in. Then I guess I have no choice. Count me in too.
My mother said I blew in on a breeze, so I became known as Fu, which means wind.
You made the right call pivoting. If this is even 90% confirmed comet guiding, it is worth the risk. 5 minutes is aggressive, but reasonable if you accept losses. Clouds will ruin some subs, but a few clean 5-minute frames will beat a stack of dim 1-minute guesses. Watch the guide graph and the background level. If the background jumps or guiding starts chasing noise, back down to 3 minutes. History favors data over certainty. You can argue about Avi Loeb later. Right now, photons do not care about theories. Let it roll, reject the bad frames, and keep the ones that tell the story. Back to you, Ron. End of line.
Thanks, Reggie. Do me a solid. Say goodnight to everyone.
The universe keeps turning, even when the stream winds down. Good night, Slimnim, Game Gear Goddess, Snow, the Peter Venkman fan site. Thanks for spending a little orbital time with us. Back to you, DJ. End of
Also-
line.
Also, good night to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. I forgot to mention him. It was also good to see Stone Cold Loki and Pacific 414 here earlier in the stream. And did Awesome One say? Did he say good night to Awesome One? Well, Awesome One too. Every time I get to my back to pop, fat soluble versus water soluble versus where are the stuff that is really going to go. One of my craziest days is when I'm sitting in high school. Let me tell you guys the story. I'm sitting in high school and I've got the military guy trying to recruit the high school kids. My friend comes in. It's like, hey, you want your part of this 10 strip? Only in Canada, Slim. So by the time we were getting out of class, the guy is asking, hey, do you want to sign up? Ah, shit. Those recruiters get a little aggressive, too. Both of us start looking at him as the stuff hitting us. How many bullets are we going to have coming at me if I sign that piece of paper? When recruiters came to my high school, I was told by them that I was the only 17-year-old girl that ever took even one toke of a... The only 17-year-old girl that never took one toke of a joint. Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know, and I can't tell you if I want to sign that piece of paperwork, buddy. I see. He goes, well, I don't know. I can't tell you. You say, well, I don't know, and I can't tell you if I want to sign that piece of paperwork, buddy. I guess you were innocent back then, Snow. So anyway, thanks for the story, Slim Nim. As it's already 4 or 5 a.m., I think I'm gonna go wrap it up here. But I'm gonna raid Aris. I mean, I'm already there. I'm literally watching it right now. He's playing Magic Knights of Ray Earth. So feel free to raid Aris 218. Say hi. Tell him it's a DJ raid if you want, or not. You just say hi. And for everybody else, luckily Reggie named everyone, so I don't have to say anyone's name because Reggie did it already, and I did name the names Reggie, forgot. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. Here's the last picture we got of 3i Atlas. As you can see, it's worse than the first picture we got. So looks like those clouds are really colluding to be a pain in our asses. I mean, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. If I have anything to show for it, I'll let you guys know. Had my mother allowed it, I would have joined the Navy at age 15, just to be free of her. I hear you. Oh boy, that picture came out like hell. Maybe the next picture will come out nicer, because like the guiding is looking a little cleaner now. Not by much. I might have to lower that exposure time again. So anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for the accolades there. Thanks for the kind words. And for anybody watching on the replay, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, please leave a comment. Please consider liking and subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And for now,